Yo. Hold up. Are we back in effect? Hold up. Make sure my mic been unplugged for a little minute, man. God damn. Hold up. Yo. Are we here? Are we live? Y'all hear me? I still got the old banners up. Let me take these banners off, bro. Let me take the banner off. I got the old banners. Man, I ain't been on live and feel like forever. Hold up. Let me get my banners up. Hold on. I had the birthday stream banner. All right. Let me see, man. Make sure we good. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me loud and clear? Can y'all hear me loud and clear? I had to crack the mic open. Pause. Pause. That was crazy. My bad. I'm back. Yo, listen. Community, I'm back. Yo. You know, I've been waiting to get back to these lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, I took a little break at the end of the year. But I've been waiting to come back because now this football season shit about to be over, man, because y'all was complaining. So we here every Sunday. I'm going to get the time right. I don't know. Let me know what times is good for y'all. What times y'all like, man? Let me make sure my bomb is good. It's been a minute. Welcome back, my niggas. Oh, they told me I ain't supposed to say the N-word no more. That's what they saying. Oh, yeah, hold on. Let me get my banners together. Man. They tell me I got to be more professional. I'm not supposed to say the N-word no more. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to, like, you know what I'm saying? Turn a new leaf, 2026. Let's start it up. Let me look in these comments first. Let me add my banner. What's popping, man? Let me check the comments real quick. What's up, man? We back. I ain't been live all year. 2026. This is my first live. They told me to stop saying the N-word. They told me maybe I shouldn't pull up so much. Why the banner keep changing, bro? Where's my banner? I'm like putting my banner up. I don't know why it's like I don't see my banner. Oh, there we go. All right. Some things never change. The Don Shmulio is in the building. That's the first special guest. You know what I'm saying? Don Shmuley is the first special guest. Let me pull up, man. Let's set this stream off right. Yeah, I don't know. Let me see. I don't know why Let me set this stream off the right way, bruh. I don't know why my banners just keep, you know what I'm saying? What's up with these banners, bruh? All right, let me get right. First things first. Yesterday was a hell of a fight, y'all. It was a couple big fights yesterday. Like a couple of them. I gotta get the best trainer in my generation. I gotta keep it factual. I'm saying it. I'm standing on it. I'm sticking to it. Robert Garcia, RGBA. Robert Garcia is the best trainer in boxing. Robert Garcia might be the best trainer of my generation. You got to look at what this guy has done, right? Like, I think every guy that we say is a great trainer has had one elite fighter on his resume. Yo, why does this joint keep going back to Lamont Roach and Pitbull Cruz? I don't understand. My banners is tweaking right now. I don't understand what's going on. Let me see. Timer off. All right. Robert Garcia has done this multiple times over. I mean, Brandon Rios, Marcos Maidana, Virgil Ortiz, and now Raymond Morataya. Y'all see how I said it with a little sazon on that? Raymond Morataya. Bruh. I ain't gonna lie. I said that he had a chance to beat him, but goddamn. Bruh. Goddamn, bruh. All right, let me break it down for my first guest. Get up here. Yo, this banner is tweaking. Why does it keep saying Lamont Roach? We not talking about Lamont Roach today. I don't know why this banner keeps doing this, man. You know what I'm saying? Banners is tweaking, man. My first time back. This is what the banners want to do. All right. Y'all know how we do. Nah, Shmulio always here. William, what's popping? Shmulio in the building. Robert Garcia outcoached Bozy Ennis. That's why Andy Cruz got beat by Morataya. Ooh, H Money, salute. H Money in the building. I'm not mad at that take, bro. I'm going to be honest. I'm not mad at that take, bro. I think Robert Garcia's adjustments, and he don't make it complicated. The thing I heard him tell him in the corner, he said, yo, bully him, man. Fucking all this other shit. Bully him. And then Morataya just started getting on his bully. Walking behind the high guard, smart. Coming inside, using a jab. Cutting the ring. Touching the body. That was the other thing. Y'all. The body work that we saw implemented from Morataya, dog. I just don't think Andy Cruz was ready for that for 12 rounds, B. I'm going to keep it 100. And I like Andy Cruz. I like Bozy, man. Bozy, my guy. Salute the Bo, man. Real OG. Always show me a lot of love. Whenever I'm in Philly, Bozy show me love, man. So salute the Bows. But I personally don't feel like Andy was ready for a 12-round dog fight just yet. They're going to say, yo, Naji's 30. I know. I get it. He's 30. He got 2 Olympic gold medals. I get it. But it's a goddamn difference between the pro game fighting them dogs and the amateurs fighting them other guys, bro. I ain't gonna lie. It's a goddamn difference, bro. It's a goddamn difference, bro. I ain't even gonna cap. It's a difference, bro. And I'm saying that respectfully to Andy. I'm just saying in 6 fights, you haven't got the necessary experience to have to deal with a dog fight. That's what that was. That's what we saw. Morataya was in the trenches, ready to dog it out. Trenches, trench work. What do we see from Andy? Number 1, Andy abandoned his jab. Bruh. When you been through them trenches, when it been trench work, and you have to get the experience at the level, 12 rounds, that was his first 12-rounder. When you got to get the experience at 12 rounds, you don't forget this jab, bro. You can't forget the jab. And I thought that was one of Andy's biggest mistakes. I thought he moved well. I thought he used the footwork. He was countering well. He landed some good shots. We're not disrespecting Andy. He landed some good shots. But you got to continue to use the jab. The times that I saw Andy using that jab was the times I saw him make Morataya have to start thinking. Morataya had to start thinking when Andy was using the jab. So that's number 1. I didn't see enough jab. from Andy Cruz. Number 2, When the trenches got tough, that trench work, I'm talking the championship rounds, 10, 11, 12. Who stepped up? Let's keep it real. Who stepped up in them championship rounds, bro? Ray Moratala showed that he got the extra gear that, listen, it's a close fight. Let me just up it up one more notch. Just one more notch. Because they was like this the whole fight, bro. I was actually looking at the fight lines because I was looking to place a bet. And I'm like, I don't know where to go. It's like Andy up, Morataya up. Andy up, Morataya up. It was close. But what I saw in the championship rounds, 10, 11, 12, that boy Morataya dug deep. He dug deep. Pause. And you can see the difference in a guy who's been to that level before, championship level rounds, where he had to fight a guy like Tevin Farmer in a close fight, and he needed to dog out them last couple rounds. We seen Morataya have to do that before. Andy's never had to do that before. And that's no disrespect to Andy. That's no disrespect to Andy. I'm just letting you know he's never had to do that before. Rematch worthy. Salute, Polo. 100% rematch worthy, bro. Bro, I need to see that rematch expeditiously. Expeditiously. I need to see that rematch. My first special guest, Greg Hackett, is on the way. We got to talk about Greg Hackett too, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. We got to talk about Greg Hackett today too, because Greg did a great job coaching as well. I think this was my first time seeing him on like the big screen, like the zone. I can hear the commentary. I know Greg's been a coach, but this is my first time like hearing Greg's corner instructions. I like G, man. The thing about G, G just know what he talking about, bro. He just know what he talking about. The funniest thing was watching Cruz get rocked and acting like he was rolling with the punches. Yeah, nah, that was good. Is that Tito Mercado in your Abby? Yeah, Cruz, he was doing a little, he did get rocked and it tried to take steam off it, but you know what I'm saying? But I respect it. That's a part of ring generalship, y'all. How the judges are looking at your behavior, your movement, your body language. That's a part of ring generalship. It is. It is. Trench work got him across the line. That's a fact, Ian. What do you think of Keyshawn celebrating another man's loss? I ain't gonna lie, man. I didn't really care for that. I mean, all right, here's the thing. Here's the thing with the Keyshawn celebration. I don't know if y'all saw it. Keyshawn, he was outside with the belt, just belt the ass like he was whipping the belt around. So on one hand, I understand it because Andy was doing a lot of talking. Andy was calling him his son. He was doing all of that. Andy was wilding on him. So, that's what come with it. If you're going to talk that talk, that's what come with it. Hey, if you're going to talk that talk, you got to walk the walk. However, I feel like you could have took a couple jabs, but all of that is like you got to do that if you was the guy that beat him. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was a little excessive. That's how I felt. I thought it was excessive. But I understood it, though. I don't think he was out of bounds. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he was out of bounds, but I thought it was excessive. I didn't think he was out of bounds, though. At the end of the day, like I said, Andy was calling Keyshawn his son. I remember on Father's Day, Andy made a post. He said, "My son, I haven't heard from you, my son." You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna do that, you gotta accept that somebody's gonna get back at you when you take an L. But it was a little excessive because it wasn't you. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I felt. But listen, Keyshawn got to put on next week. All that means is he get to talk and he get to do belt the ass and whipping the belt. But he got to put on Saturday. he got to show up on Saturday because Jermaine Ortiz, he ain't no joke like that. That kid ain't no joke like that. So Key got to put on. Key got to put on. Hold up, but let me talk about Greg real quick though. Greg said he on the way. We're gonna get Greg up here. I want to get y'all up here. And then, of course, the great Robert Garcia is coming up here. The great Robert Garcia is on the way. Greg Hackett is on the way. Don Shmulio is on the way. All right. Let me talk about Greg real quick, though, because Greg is about to pull up. Yo, what the illest shit I seen from Greg in the fight. And y'all know this. Y'all know what it is. We got to talk about Greg Hackett. Salute my boy G. Heavy in the YouTube streets, but he's a good coach. He showed it. One of the illest moments of the entire fight, Khalil Cole versus Jesse Hart. Jesse Hart came out strong, bro. He came out with the jab, looking good. He came out countering, throwing heat. I was like, Jesse out here looking good. First 2 rounds. And it's crazy because I was watching the fight. My girl was sitting right next to me. She was about to go to sleep, too. She always be falling asleep during the fights, but she's sitting right next to me, and she like, yo, why does Jesse look so tired? And I was like, damn, you right. He do look tired. That was going into round 3. But then this is where I said Greg is like the oracle, my nigga. Greg is the oracle. Greg tells him, he said, yo, listen, he's about to get desperate and do something crazy. He said, I don't know what it is, but just make sure you stay ready because he's about to do something crazy. Be ready for it. Greg, how the hell did you know that? How the hell did you know that, G? I don't know how he knew it. But literally after he said that, same round, that boy Khalil Cole suplexed him. Suplexed his ass. I was like, nah, that's supposed to be -2 points. That was blatant suplex, bruh. That was a suplex. That wasn't even like, we see that all the time, right? You throw a punch, opponent ducks under, you get caught on his head, and then he'll lift you up to show like, bro, I'm stronger. Yeah, bro. I don't know why it keeps, I don't know why I deleted it, but for some reason it keeps popping up, man. That Lamont Roach. I don't know why. I'm gonna just have to rock y'all comments the whole time because it keeps popping up on the Lamont Roach. But what I'm saying is, he knew that this guy was gonna go crazy. I don't know how did Greg know that. I don't know how Greg knew that. You know what I'm saying? He WWE'd him. You're right. That was crazy, bro. That was WWE. That was nasty work. That's supposed to be 2 points off. I got to be honest. Greg is the oracle, nigga. I don't know how. We got to figure out how did he know that. I'm like, Greg be knowing, bro. He just knows. He been around this game for a long time. But also, I got robbed. I put a big bet. They robbed me. I deserve better. Greg Hackett deserves better. Jesse Hart deserves better. I got to be honest. I don't want to see Khalil Cole fight no more. I really don't. I'm just keeping it a stack, bro. Khalil Cole, I didn't like nothing about the performance. I thought it was boring from him. I thought he didn't let his hands go against the older, tired fighter. He suplexed. He did the Chris Benoit. Move. He came in 8 pounds overweight. Nah, bro. They said he was eating seafood boils, bro. He was at Red Lobster the day before. Nigga, nah, bro. Nah. Oh, my boy Greg in the building. All right, hold up. Let me bring him up. Let me bring him up. All right. Uh, without further ado, man, we all saw what happened yesterday. I thought that was a nasty robbery. I don't even like using robbery a lot because a lot of fights be close and y'all say robberies. That was a robbery. That was a robbery. It was nasty work. It was nasty work. So I gotta get the perspective from this guy, man. You know, he's a friend to the show. He's been on here a bunch of times, man. We love Greg at Cigar Talk, but we got to get his perspective to hear everything that was going on, man. Let me get my boy, really good coach. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Greg Hackett in the building. Hold up. Hit the like. Thank you. Thank you, Lulu. Hit the goddamn like button. How many likes we got in here, man? Hit the goddamn like button, bro. Yo, G. I got my man Greg in the building. Yo, I don't know why this shit keeps saying Lamont Roach versus Pitbull, bruh. I don't understand. Yo. I don't know why they keep doing this. I switched it off. I took it off the banner, bruh. Let me try something again. Let me just write Greg Hackett and let me see what happens. Because it keeps switching off. I don't know why the hell they trying to put Lamont. All right. Oh, it's a timer. That's why. Oh. I see, I said. Oh, it's a timer. I see, I said. All right. Hold up. My man Greg is on the way back, man. Let me get this banner right because I don't the shit keeps saying. All right, boom. Here we go. There you go. It was a timer, y'all. My bad. Kept going back. Oh, here he is. My man, Greggy Cash. Hit the Cash App, man. Show some love for this knowledge, bro. Motherfuckers put a lot into this, man. Show some love. Hit Greg Cash App. Greggy Cash in the building.
What's poppin', Naji? You all right?
Yo, G, what's up, man?
I'm chilling, man. How you feel?
Man, blessed. Yo, I'm blessed, bro. Yo, I don't know why this shit keep saying Lamont Roach on here for some reason, but all right. Yo, Greg, come on. First of all, that was one of the nastiest robberies I've seen in a little minute, Greg. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not even the guy that uses robbery a lot. I don't even use that word like that. But that was disgusting work, bro. Tell me. I mean, how did you feel? What's the vibes? Like, break it down for me, man.
During the fight, I mentioned to Hart, like, yo, they not trying to give us this shit. You know what I mean? They gonna give us a hard time about this, bro. So you gotta finish strong. And but to actually see it happen, like, all right, after Hart did what he did in the ninth and 10th round, I'm like, all right, we definitely won, but they gonna call it a draw in my mind. But to hear them get that fight to Cole, knowing he didn't do shit, that was tough, bro. That was tough. I ain't gonna lie. That was a tough feeling.
What was it? What do you say as a coach, bro? Because obviously that's your fighter. You know what I'm saying? He's an older fighter, seasoned fighter, right? Like he needs these opportunities like these is must wins. What do you say as a coach to him when something like that happens?
You can only be real about the situation because that's our relationship for one. I mean, I know Hart since I was 15 years old, 14 years old. I know Hart, and it was just he looked up at me. And he was like, "What you think, G? For real?" I said, "Bro, you won the fight." I said, "You gonna see." I said, Everybody that watched this fight, they gonna talk about it." I said, "Cause that's how bad it was." I said, "The problem is like this shit was on live TV and they still trying to pull it." It's almost like, all right, it's almost like somebody, it's like you seen something, right? And somebody be like, "Nah, that ain't happened, bro." And you like, "What?" I know I just saw that. And it's like they playing tricks on your mind. So I feel like
Right.
after some time go by, people will be like, "No, Cole really did win," or they'll try to find a reason to say he won. He lost the fight, bro. It was clear. You know what I'm saying? So me talking to Jesse was just more like, bro, you gonna see, like the people gonna tell the story. I mean, everybody knew you won this fight.
Everybody. I mean, but you said that in the rounds, right? Like I heard you say that they was filming you on. You was on TV at that
Yeah.
point. You said, "Yo, they're not gonna give it to you. They're gonna try to give it to him. You got to take it." What
Yeah.
made you say that? Is it just because he the A side and he's Matchroom? Did you just feel the energy? Like, what made you say that at that point, though?
So all right, so think about it like this. Even though Khalil Cole isn't in the best graces with Matchroom, right? They still can use him. He's only 29 years old. He got a good record. He got a good pedigree. You know what I mean? So they can still use him and make some money with Khalil Cole. You know what I mean? With Jesse, they don't have no attachments to it. Jesse not signed to Matchroom. So we already know we the B side. And then he's not. I mean, we already know we the B side, and then they looking at it like, well, Jesse probably got two more fights after this, one or two more. Where Cole might got 15 fights. You know what I'm saying? We don't know.
Mm.
They're gonna try to run him whatever however they can run him. So even though he not in their good graces, they still not gonna just give a guy like Jesse Hart a win when Khalil Cole was supposed to be beating him. You feel me? Khalil Cole was this fight was supposed to be a like a showcase for Khalil Cole. He was supposed to beat Jesse Hart. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But of course, it didn't go that way, the way they wanted it to go. Because I could imagine him thinking he was gonna go in there and knock Hart out. And it didn't happen that way. So they had to do it the old school way. I mean,
That was nasty work, G. Hold on. But tell me this though,
crazy.
because obviously the lead up was intense. They was beefing. There was a lot of energy into the fight, so
Yeah,
we was excited about that. But then when we saw the weigh in, and old boy weighed 8 pounds over the limit, was
yeah,
there ever a time where y'all considered seriously like, yo, maybe we shouldn't take this fight because this is giving him a crazy advantage. Like we're giving the
bro,
A side an advantage.
bro. Jesse Hart is a gangster, bro. Listen, that shit didn't take 1 minute. Listen to what I'm saying. I ain't gonna say his name. A representative from Matchroom. He walked up to us as we getting off the elevator. Yo, I need to talk to y'all. Pulled us in the corner. He said, "Listen, Cole 8 pounds over." I mean, we like, damn, 8 pounds. How the fuck that happened? You know what I'm saying? So he looked at me and he was like, "Greg, what you want to do?" I looked at Hart. I said, "Hart, what you want to do? You the fighter." He said, "Man, we rumbling." Just like that. No cap. He said it just like that, man. We rumbling. Like eight
Mm,
pounds, like that's on him. Fuck it. I mean, if he want to be over, you know what I mean? Then after that, they did their negotiation shit, going back and forth. You know what I mean? They got something, they got to finalize whatever they was gonna do. They had to redo some paperwork. You know what I mean? You know how shit go. And
yeah.
it was on from there.
Hold up, but was it because I seen something where he said like he felt like yo he trying to get out the fight, that's why he was 8 pounds over. So I gave him like a certain amount of money that maybe other people would have took just so he don't try to pull out the fight. Was that the case too? Like he even took a short on the bread part?
Like all right, I don't want to talk about that, but he could have put it like this, Hart could have took more money. You know what I'm saying? He could have took more money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But it's like, we hit you, but we ain't gonna. I mean,
yeah,
because we still want the fight. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, Jesse Hart wanted to get in the ring. You know what I mean? That's the whole thing. You got to remember, this fight was supposed to happen in October of last year. You feel me?
right,
So
right,
we all the way in January now. This year, late January. It's like, come on with this shit, man. We've been training for this shit for too long.
right. Hold up. So all right, break this down though, because they was even saying it on the broadcast that Jesse Hart, the last couple of years, like he been doing a TCL, so it's like a 1 round joint, and this
Yeah,
is like this was a 10 rounder, I believe, right? This was a 10
yeah.
rounder.
10 round fight.
So they saying it's a big difference. Do you feel like that had played an impact into just Jesse's conditioning, him being tired, like all of that?
Hey yo, of course it played a big part, but listen here, hey Naji, I don't do no capping when it comes to this boxing shit. I keep telling y'all.
Yeah.
The week before fight week, Jesse Hart had the flu, bro.
The week
So
before fight week.
I swear to God, he caught it the week before the week. I'm trying to figure out how I'm saying it. 3 weeks ago, he caught it 3 weeks ago, but it was with him all the way through the week before. You
Oh,
understand?
that's nasty work. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
nasty. And last week, all right, so it's Sunday. It's Sunday, the week of the fight, right? This is Sunday. The fight was last night. So last Monday was his last sparring session. You know what I'm saying? And he was fucked up then. And I said, Hart, why the fuck would you get in the ring if you ain't feeling good? He said, man, because I wanted to see where I was at. I gotta test this shit. I was like, no, man, our only focus is to get this shit out of your body. You know what I mean? We gotta just so Hart was eating motherfucking garlic. He was black seed oil, you know, all the natural shit you could do.
Oh, yeah, I
You
was
know
on
what I
the
mean?
Dr. Sebi. Yeah, that's the Dr. Sebi.
Yeah, we was on that. Yeah, all that.
Damn. Hold up.
So
All right, but hold up, G. Because it felt like, and even my girl, she was sitting next to me. She said it was like round, I think it was going into round 3. And she was like, yo, he looked mad tired already. And it was like, it felt like he got tired early. Like, you know what I'm saying? Do you
yeah.
feel like was that due to the flu part? Even you was telling him, you like, breathe, stop talking, like, breathe. I feel like his conditioning wasn't good. And I don't know, was that like, just like you said, he was dealing with the flu part? Was it just he's an older fighter? What you think about the conditioning part?
Bro, listen, I know how this guy work, man. This guy's 6'3". If Khalil Cole could get up to 200 something pounds, what you think Jesse could get up to? You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
So trust me. When it comes to conditioning, he putting that pain in. I ain't worried about his conditioning. He one of the and Hart one of the best runners I seen when it come to that jogging shit. When it come to putting your miles in, I'm talking about he could go, bro. So I wasn't worried about the conditioning. Let's say this: if the conditioning was bad, or if it really did affect him that much, then Khalil, that was even for more reason for Khalil Cole to get him up out of there. He couldn't make
That's
it happen. You know what I'm saying? So you know. I think it was more so the flu shit was dealing with him, fucking with him. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Now, all right, we like I said, that was round 3. Greg, you the oracle, nigga. First of all, that was the illest part of the whole fight. I tweeted about it.
Hmm.
You said it's round 3, and you go, he's about to do something crazy. I'm telling you, he about to do something crazy right now. Stay focused and be ready for it. You was like, use them little shots on the inside, but be ready because he about to do something crazy. And
Hmm.
literally the same round, he suplexed your man. He did
Hmm.
he did Chris Benoit. How
Hmm.
did you know like that was coming? What was it that gave you the knowledge and the foresight to be like, all right, this was about to happen?
I mean, well, you got to think. You got to think of being a fighter. What is your job? Your job is to put your hands on somebody, right? So imagine you training and you preparing to put your hands on somebody, but then you get there and you can't do it. You're gonna be frustrated. You know what I'm saying? Look at the Gallegos fight. Every jab he threw, he landed.
Yeah,
Look at the fight with Jesse Hart. He could barely get his jab off.
yeah,
Let alone land a big shot. So what happens is the frustration starts to set in. I seen him get mad. I can see it on his face. He getting mad, he getting frustrated. So, you know what I'm saying? When he when after the 2 rounds of it, I'm like, Hart, you know he gonna try something dumb because he can't get to you. He can't get to you the way he want to. I just didn't think it was gonna be a body slam.
yeah. That was nasty work, though. I thought, to be honest, I felt like the ref should have took 2 points because I mean, Jesse was holding. Y'all got a point taken away for holding too, but I
Yeah.
felt like what he did was so egregious that it's not on the level of holding, and for both guys to be, you know what I'm saying, for 1 point to be taken, that ain't feel right to me. Did you feel like 1 point was cool, or would you have preferred to see something else?
I ain't even that type of boy, Naj. I'm gonna tell you the truth, Naj. If it was me and you slam me, I'm gonna slam you.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm Naj. That's the only way, cause that's the only way I could see it being fair. Like a
right,
point, like I can't do it off the points because you obviously see the point shit don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
in my mind, motherfucker slam me, I'm gonna slam you. I'm not now. Listen, I might not slam you in the 4th round. I might slam you in the 8th. Like I'm saying, we get down the line. All right,
right,
boom, get my joint back. Like you feel me? I'm on that
right,
type time, and I'm not trying to sound like some vicious, diabolical motherfucker. It's not that. It's just that my mind goes to, oh, this is what we doing. Oh, all right. You know what I mean? This the kind of ball we playing. All right, I got you. You know what I'm saying?
right. Right. Hold up. So what did you feel about Cole in general? I mean, because y'all was confident in the lead up. I heard y'all pretty much saying we know we gonna get the job done. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? What did you feel about his performance? I was very disappointed as a boxing fan.
Yeah.
I didn't like his performance. I thought he didn't really do much. I thought he didn't really put in work. Was that what you expected from him?
I know. Listen, one thing I know about Khalil Coke, I know he not disciplined, And that's no disrespect to him, but I know he not disciplined. You want to know why?
Yeah.
He go everywhere with his girlfriend. No disrespect to him, right? But fighters not supposed to be around a girl every day, all day.
Hold on, why? G, what you mean? You can't be around your girl?
What do you mean? Why? What do you
Yeah,
mean?
why?
You getting ready for war. You're not getting ready for fucking this not love and hip hop or no shit like that. You getting ready for war. I don't care. I don't care if your girl is a boxer. You're not
Yeah, see,
supposed to be.
OJ Jones, she a boxer too, B.
Yeah, but she's still a girl. She's gonna her that feminine energy is gonna rub off. It's gonna rub off somehow, some way. You see, he came in 8 pounds. Why you think that was?
Oh, too much loving before the fight.
You
It was
too
too much.
you too comfortable.
Mm.
When you a dog, man, you got to be nasty, you got to be mean, and you got to be on one. So you can when you be around females all the time, females make you feel comfortable. They make you feel smooth. You know what I'm saying? They make you feel relaxed. You know what I
You
mean?
start
So
sitting back in your seat and shit. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Arm.
yeah,
Yeah.
everything just cool and calm. You know what I'm saying? No, 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 no. When you getting ready for a fight, bro, you gotta leave your girl alone. So when you with your girl every day, you know what I'm saying? And that's no disrespect to him. He live how he want to live. You know what I mean? But that's the one thing I know. You can't tell me that man disciplined and he with his girl every day. There's no way a man gonna be disciplined. You with your girl every day. Not as a fighter. Not as a fighter. Cause guess what? She gonna do something. She gonna do something to throw you off. Cause that's what females do. No
Mm,
disrespect. That's what they do though.
that's a crazy, yo, G, that's a crazy POV. I ain't gonna lie. I guess
Bro, imagine
yeah.
imagine you trying to be disciplined. You 3 weeks in, no yams, and then she get out the shower and she walk past you. It's on.
I'm folding, nigga. I am
It's
folding.
on.
Nah,
Come
yeah, I'm
on,
folding.
Naj.
I'm folding
Come
all
on
the
now.
way.
Imagine you like in your mind, you like, no, I'm gonna really be disciplined. I'm gonna really lock it down. I'm gonna hold it down. So then you do like a good 3 weeks, and you got another 3 weeks till the fight, or another 4 or 5 weeks, whatever it is. And then next thing you know, it's just one of them nights, bro. And she get out the shower smelling all good, soft,
Yeah.
and then she wants some oil rubbed on her before she. What? Is you
Oh,
crazy?
yeah. I'm
Is
folding.
you
Listen,
crazy?
hey, my girl sitting right here. I'm about to end the stream in a minute. You know what I mean? Right, boo?
Right. That's what
Yeah.
I'm just saying. It be like that though. Imagine that.
Nah, Dan, you right though. You right. You right. That's damn. That's a good. That's a great point of view though. That's a great. Hold up. So do you feeling like all of that just is a? It shows the lack of discipline, which translates into you not gonna give the energy. You're not gonna give the effort. You're not gonna do all the extra work to get that done.
Bro, if Khalil Cole would have been letting his hands go, I would have no problem with the decision. He wasn't letting his hands go. He didn't have a kill streak. He was
Yeah.
he was a little bit mean in there. He was mean at times, but he didn't really have no hunger. It wasn't no hunger. You know
Yeah.
what
I
I'm
didn't
saying?
feel it at all.
You know why there was no hunger? Because you was with your girl. When your back hurt, hey baby, can you get my back? Can you hit my back? Hey, when your feet hurt, hey baby girl, can you just rub my feet for me, please? When you getting all of that instead of finding a way, you know what I'm saying? Come on,
Yeah.
you too comfortable. We talking about the dog business, baby.
Yeah, you're right, Dan. That's a great point. That's a great point. So, all right, hold up. So, well, let me ask you this though, because I think one of the things that I criticized Cole for was your guy was tired. Jesse looked tired toward, I would say after round 6 or 7. But even there was one point where it looked like Jesse was gonna go, and Khalil Cole didn't go for it. When you see that as a trainer, does that make you? Are you nervous? Are you like? I mean, did you see that? You know the part I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, Naj, I can't get nervous because I might miss something.
Mm,
If I start getting nervous or if I start bitching, I might miss something. I mean, I gotta stay locked in. I gotta pretend that it's me in there. And what would I do? What would I do?
right.
No, even if we got the upper hand or we under. If we over or under, I still gotta put myself in that mindset of what would I do in that situation. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't have
That's a good
time to
point.
be I don't have time to be nervous and be bitching and be, oh my God, man, fuck all that, man. Get up out of there.
They said that's why ugly boxers the best ones because they can't get no hoes.
It might be true. It might be true. But then again, look what happened to Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, vicious dude. He got some
Oh yeah.
money. Robin Givens. You know
Robin
what I
had
mean?
him on. Robin had that boy going crazy.
Yeah, she had him like a parakeet. He was trained like a parrot or some shit.
I don't want to say that boy for Mike come looking for me at one of these events.
No,
That
that's my
man,
boy.
Mike Tyson. Nah, for sure. So where do y'all go from here, G? I mean, like I said, your boy Jesse's a veteran. You know what I mean? Like, where do y'all go from here? Is it still like, yo, we just gonna rock out until it ain't no more? Like, what's the vibe?
I think what it is, man, we got to be honest in what we want to do and how we want to finish. You know what I mean? I think with a performance like that, he might get another opportunity because there's guys out there that's up and coming. There's guys up there in the ranks. They gonna need a fight. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. We just got to be ready. We got to be honest. But
Yeah,
I think he deserves something good. I ain't gonna say the number one guy in light heavyweight, but I believe something good though.
yeah, for sure. Hold up. So I feel like, yo, G, I ain't gonna lie. Just me as a guy that knows you, I was happy to see you on there, shot it, boy. I'm like, yeah, my son G. You know what
I
I mean?
appreciate that. Yeah, appreciate
Tell
that.
me, like, you as a trainer now, do you feel like, what do you do to start getting other guys or like, becoming getting to the point where you the trainer that like people looking at like, yo, Greg is he one of them guys? Because the
Nah,
instructions felt like that, bro.
Naj, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Niggas is scared of me, Naj. They're not gonna come fucking with me because I'm not going for none of that corny shit. All that corny shit, you telling me what to do, all that corny shit, you try and train when you want to train, all that corny shit, you got your cousins in them in the gym with cameras every day. We not doing that. We not about to be doing that. We getting busy. Like we really getting ready. You know what I'm saying? Why do you think a 36-year-old man who turned pro in 2012 was able to still hang with a guy who is considered, you know what I mean, a top contender right now, who's
Yeah,
29. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not playing. We're not doing no playing around, bro.
yeah,
And I mean,
yeah,
and I'm not worried about the opportunities because that'll happen. But they just gotta understand what come with me. And what come with me, I just need you to listen. That's all I need. Just listen to me. That's all I want.
Is that a desire of yours, G, to be like, all right, I want to be one of the top coaches in the game?
For sure. Of course I want to be the best at what I do. But the thing is, if you even consider fucking with me, just listen, just hear me out. That's all I want. Just listen to me. Hear me out.
Yeah,
A lot of dudes don't listen. They pretend to listen. And I think that'll be one of the biggest issues with me and these new up and coming fighters because they just do what they want to do. They come up with anything.
yeah. Not, yeah, I feel like that might have put your stock up a little bit though. I ain't gonna lie. That was the first time I seen you on DAZN. I don't know if you was on DAZN and stuff before, but that was the first time I seen it. And oh, yeah, my girl said you was giving good direction too. So I feel like that put your
Thank you.
stock up.
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah. If it did, I appreciate it. And you know what I mean. Let's get it popping. I'm for the shit, Naj.
Yeah,
I'm with it.
yeah.
I mean, I'm with it.
All right, so all right, let's get to the main event though. Raymond Morataya. I gotta call him Morataya. I gotta put some extra sazon on that nigga
Put the
now.
Spanish on it. Yeah,
He
yeah,
done, he done put it on versus Andy Cruz. And you, G, you a Philly boy.
yeah,
You be in the gym with Andy. You seen Andy. Everybody from Philly like, yo, Andy,
yeah.
Yo, Raymond put that dog on, bro. He showed a lot of dog, man. What you think about that fight?
Yeah, he looked very strong. He was really on point. His timing was there. His aggression level. I like what Ramiro Tyler was doing. At the same time, though, Andy Cruz sharp, and he was trying to more so box. He wanted it to be a boxing match. A lot of countering, but not very powerful shots, just quick shots. But I feel like Ramiro Tyler was getting to that body a little bit. You know what I mean? He had him in some vulnerable moments where, not saying he was getting ready to stop Andy, but it was like some old shit moments, like, oh shit, he almost got him there. You know what I mean? He had him in
Yeah.
a lot of those type of moments. I just thought it was a real good fight. I didn't watch, I'm gonna keep it real. I missed like the first 5 rounds or 6 rounds. I seen the second half because we were still in the back.
Oh, okay. I thought Andy actually looked a lot better in the beginning of the rounds. To me, and this is just my breakdown of it, I thought that Andy needed a little more experience. And I say that
Yeah,
because when it was like, he was only 6 fights in, right? That was his 7th fight,
yeah,
first 12-round fight. But to me, it was like, one, I felt like he abandoned the jab. I feel like when he was constantly using the jab, it was
yeah,
working. And I
yeah,
feel like he kind of let go of that. But then two, in them championship rounds, them dog rounds, where you gotta just fuck everything else. I gotta bring out the dog. I just thought Moratala had a little more of that trench work.
No, that was exactly true. But if you know anything about the Cuban culture when it comes to boxing, it was almost illegal for them to turn pro. That's why they was defecting the country. They was, jumping in the water and getting to America however they could. You know what I'm saying? So those guys stay around too long. So it's almost like a curse. They stay around, get 2 medals. Some of them stay for 3 medals. You know what I mean? And some of them in the past never even turned pro. So when you got a guy who's like his mentality is the amateur mentality, and by the time he's turned pro, he's almost 30, and then now he's getting a shot at the title when he is 30. It's like, what you gonna do? He gotta fight. You know what I mean, he gotta make something happen. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So
Yeah. Do you feel like I see a lot of people just on Twitter and social media. They was criticizing Bozy. I mean, I guess that comes with a loss, but Bo was taking some heat just for like they were saying they didn't like his corner instruction or whatever like that. How do you feel about that? I guess the pairing, just Bozy paired with Andy. You feel like that's a good pairing?
I think it is because of the boxing and also the defense that come with it. When you teach a guy who's used to using his feet the whole time how to catch punches, I think that saves him in close encounters. You know what I'm saying? The funny thing about it is when all the other fights, Bozy was good for him, and then now they don't like him. So you know how
Yeah,
it goes, guys.
yeah, for sure. That's how the game go. That's how the game go.
Yeah,
Hold on. Where do you think Andy goes from here? Is it like he got to rebuild? Is it like he kind of still in the same position because it was a close fight?
My only thing with Andy Cruz, I think he should be at 130 pounds. He don't look like a 35 pounder. He look like he good at 30.
Everybody, yeah, they've been saying that. Moratala even said that. He said, "Yo, to be honest, even though his eyes was all fucked up, but he said I ain't really feel them punches like that." He was like, "I think he should be at 130." I feel like he don't really punch hard.
Yeah, Andy Cruz. I mean, and he not focused on punching. His style again, because it's so amateur, it's based off scoring. So he got a scoring style. He will hit you. That's the thing. He gonna hit you. It's not gonna be the hardest shot, but he gonna hit you. You know what I mean? Now, if you can't get away from him, he gonna light you up. But he is gonna hit you.
Right. So, all right, tell me this, though. A lot of people are saying now that fight is gonna look like Shakur and Tio. That's what they comparing that fight. They saying Tio versus Shakur gonna look like that. That's what I've been seeing on social media. Do you agree with that assessment?
I think when they say that, they talking about the action. I don't think it's gonna look like that though. I don't think we talking about 2 totally different styles. I think the action though. I think the action will be there.
I feel like they're trying to say like Andy, who's the more schooled boxer, would be Shakur, and I guess Morataya, who's the more aggressive fighter. I'm not sure. I don't think he's more athletic than Andy though, but the more aggressive guy would be Tio. So that's what they trying to say. Like, do you see the comparisons? Or you feel like they reaching?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even say reaching, but it's just not the same. It's not the same because the styles is totally different.
Could we break that down, G? Come on, we need the final Shakur versus Tio. This is the biggest fight announced so far of 2026.
Let's say Shakur. Let's say Shakur is Andy Cruz, right? Let's compare them. Shakur is a lot more composed than Andy Cruz. He uses his feet, but not as much. You know what I'm saying? His jab is a lot better. Shakur got a better jab. It's not as active, but he had a better jab. Now, Teofimo is a lot more athletic than Muratalla. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like Muratalla let his hands go a lot last night. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he did.
I don't think Tio gonna be that active. I think he's gonna be active, but not like that. You know what I'm saying? Not too much combination punching. I think he's gonna be throwing a lot of hard shots. You know what I'm saying? And trying to get to Shakur. But I think Shakur, because he know Teofimo, he know how to fight him, he know what to do. I think is gonna be easy mentally, not easy so much physically. I think he gonna really have to be sturdy. That's why we've been seeing him do all the strength and conditioning, because he gonna have to be sturdy in there. He gonna have to really catch some shots. He might even take a few shots. You know what I mean? But I don't think it's gonna be at a high rate. I think the rate gonna start off fast, but by the 6th round, everything gonna slow down, and Shakur gonna start pulling off.
Now, do you think, because I got Robert Garcia coming in after you, salute Robert Garcia. He, to me, man, I feel like he mastered the Mexican style. Like, because let's be honest, bro, some of the biggest fights in history be the black style versus the Mexican style. And it's like Robert know how to make the Mexican style give certain black style some trouble. What you think about that? Like the dynamic between Mexican style and the black style?
Well, this is the thing. If anybody know anything about Robert Garcia, if they ever seen him fight, Robert Garcia he didn't fight like a typical Mexican fighter. Robert Garcia actually box. You know what I'm saying? He'll fight you because he got heart, but he actually will box you. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people may not know that about Robert Garcia. So he got a little bit of boxing pedigree for sure. As far as guys, catching up with guys or whatever, as far as the styles, I think it just got to do with the animal, whoever's in there that night. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you see Mexicans get over. Sometimes you see the black fighters get over. Sometimes you see the Cubans get over. Sometimes you see the Irishmen get over. Sometimes you might see a Russian get over. You know what I mean? It just depends on the animal.
Right. So you feel like Tio's style is not one that he could, go in there and be as aggressive as a Morataya was last night?
I think he could if he wanted to. The thing is, he wouldn't be able to do it all night long.
Right. You mean just from a conditioning standpoint?
Nah, mental.
What you mean though?
Tio, all right. So remember when we was up in New York and Danny fight? Remember we was up there? I seen you up there. Remember Tio couldn't sit still?
Yeah, I seen him there. He was back and forth.
Yeah, but remember when I told you I got a thing for human nature. I pay attention to people. He can't sit down, which means his brain is always running. So his brain is gonna be telling him to do so many different things. He's not gonna know what to go with. So staying on task, that's not his thing. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, G, you be breaking this shit down, bro.
Yeah, I watch people. And one thing I watched about Tio that night, he didn't sit down for no longer than 5 minutes. That motherfucker was everywhere. He was everywhere. Cool. So that tell me his brain be running at a great speed, and he really can't keep. He could control himself enough to keep himself out here on the streets, but he can't control himself enough to complete a task like that. You know what I'm saying? He would have to show me that.
So hold up. So you think that'll translate into the ring where it's like, all right, I'm in here. It's hard for me to be patient. I got to do something. I got to figure out something. I can't just sit here.
Absolutely.
Wow. I ain't gonna lie, G. You a scientist with this shit, bro. Yeah. I ain't even gonna lie, man. All right. Yeah. Last question before I bring up my next guest. Like I said, you put on a great coaching display with your fighter, Jesse Hart. I thought you got Rob put on a great display. Who do y'all want next, man? Light heavyweight, you know what I'm saying? Is it Zerto again? I heard Benavidez might be going up there. Like, who do y'all want next?
Who do I want? For who? For Hart?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'll take a Colin Smith, a Buatsi. I'll take a what's cuz name? Bivol. Any of them fights.
Y'all better leave Bivol alone. Y'all better leave.
Hey, listen.
Hey, y'all better leave Bivol alone.
Hey, yo, listen. I ain't got no love for these dudes. They ain't got no love for me. You know what I mean? Let's get it popping. If we gonna get it popping, let's do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gotta be, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
fuck all the playing around. You know what I mean? Let's get to it.
All right. Yo, G, listen, I appreciate you pulling up, man. If you're around later, I'll bring you back up to just talk some shit. But yo, I appreciate you as always. And we gonna make the, you know what I'm saying? We gotta do the real joint though. We gotta sit down and do it for real.
No, for sure. I got you, Naj, man. I appreciate you, cuz.
All right, man. Keep doing your thing, brother.
All right, get with me.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel like it ain't really that many ladies in here. There's a lot of gentlemen. But let me bring up my next special guest. That was great. We had Greg Hackett in here. My guy, Greg. Greg dropped a lot of gems. But it's time for my next special guest. This gentleman right here, I've already claimed it on Twitter. It got a lot of retweets. It's been everywhere. I've said this and I'm standing on it. He is the best trainer of my generation. I'm telling you. I'm 37 years old. I can't name another guy that has done this much. He's raised guys from 0 to 100. He's done it multiple times. The instruction. I mean, he's the best trainer right now, but I'm saying I think he's the best trainer of this generation. We're talking about like Emmanuel Stewart's level. This guy's up there with that, and I'm stamping it. I don't care what y'all talk about. He's there. So without further ado, Oh yeah, y'all know RGBA. Come on, man. RGBA is in the building, man. I love this guy, man. Without further ado, let me bring up Mr. Robert Garcia.
Could you hear me there?
Yo,
All
live, man.
right. How's it
Rob, what's
going?
up, brother? How are you, man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Back home, ready for take a good rest tonight and back to the gym tomorrow.
Well, first of all, congratulations. Hell of a win. Hell, man, I'm not gonna lie. I thought I didn't count Morataya out. Like I said this on Twitter. I said, Morataya definitely has a good shot, but I thought Andy was the favorite and rightfully so. But I feel like every time I say that with a guy that you're coaching, somehow it goes the other way, Robert. Can you tell me, like, what were your thoughts just on the entire night?
Look, we when the odds were out and people were telling me because I don't really get into that. My boys do. My kids, my son Pita, my second boy Payo, they do go into those the odds and everything, and they were all telling me, Raymond's the underdog, and and everybody that started talking about, I was a little, I did question like I don't see why, but I also understand, gold medal, winning fights and coming with a very big promoter and pushing him very high with good performances. So I also understand, but never really paid attention to it. We knew what we have. I've known this for since Raymond came to my gym when he was young, and I knew he was one of the special ones. I knew he was going to be one of the good ones, and he proved it last night.
Absolutely. I mean, well, tell me about that. You said you knew Raymond was one of the special ones. Obviously, you've coached a lot of special fighters. You've been around, a lot of special fighters. What is it that gives you the inclination? I don't know whether it's in the gym, whether it's a conversation. What is it that lets you know, like, okay, this guy has a special thing about him?
Look, he's very fast, very smart in the ring, great power also. But look, the difference is when he's in the gym and sparring. Look, we have our guys that are world champions, 147s, 154s, world class fighters, and and believe me, every time Raymond spars with them, they always tell me, man, this guy is so difficult, so hard to connect. He's so strong. He's so fast. They always have a hard time. It's not like he's putting beatings on them because they're sparring, but they always tell me, man, this guy is just special. So hard to figure out, so hard to even land a punch, and that's the way we see it in the gym, man. In the gym, like, believe me, like nobody touches him. He dominates so easy.
Wow. Can you tell me about the game plan? Because obviously, like I said, is to me, this fight boiled down to Raymond's pressure, but then also his gumption and his will in the championship rounds to dig deep. And that's what I saw from him. Can you tell me about the game plan?
No, definitely. Look, we knew Andy Cruz is a great boxer, very fast, also good counter punching. But we also know that all these Olympians, gold medalists that are already up there in age, they don't have that experience. We've had a lot of Olympians in the United States, like Oscar De La Hoya, like Mayweather, who grow up in professional boxing gyms, who grow up sparring a lot of rounds in sparring. These other countries, they focus on nothing but their amateur style. So we knew have always been some of the best when it comes to the Olympics. At years in the 90s, most of the gold medals were going to Cubans, but
Right.
they have their amateur style. They never turned pro because of the country wasn't allowing them, and those that are able to do it is sometimes it's a little bit too late in their career. So the experience, we knew the experience, even though he had already fought 10 rounds, but it wasn't, it was, or he had already fought 10 round fights, it was going to be the same, on a title fight. A title fight, you have to bring the best out of you, the championship rounds. And we told Raymond, look, you're a smart counterpuncher. You're very fast, but we gotta stay on this guy. We gotta back him up. We gotta pressure him. We gotta throw combinations and work the body. And Raymond did. There were still moments where Cruz had his good moments. Cruz is a very talented fighter. So he still had his really good moments. The fight was really good. The fight was close. The fight was a back and forth fight. So we knew that making the fight, turning the fight into a little bit rougher than what Cruz is used to. Being a little, we were telling him, you got to get that dog out of you. Even though that's not his style, but he had to in this fight, and he did. He did. Like I said, there was still moments where he held hold back a little, and Cruz had his good moments too. So it was just reminding him in the minute breaks, round by round, myself, his father, reminding him, you got to keep going, got to keep pressure, got to throw more punches, and that was the game plan.
Robert, how do you get that out of a guy though? Because again, as we've seen Morataya in certain fights where I don't want to say necessarily tentative, but it seems like he's thinking, you know what I mean? And he's not always going to react. Like we saw that in Tevin Farmer fight. We saw that in a couple of different fights where it was like he wasn't all the way as aggressive. But this fight, it was like, man, y'all summoned the Marcos Maidana spirit. Like he was coming out with the dog. How do you bring that out of a guy?
Look, it's motivation in the corner during training, pushing him, sparring back, in sparring, it went great, doing up to 14 rounds with different guys. And I was telling myself, his father, my brother Mikey, pressure him, throw punches. Come on, keep going, keep going. So he was in great shape to do all that. So it happens in training camp, and even though that's not the way he fights, but he knew he had to be able to pull off the win, even though that's not his style, because he is a very smart fighter on the outside. Keeps everything off his jab. But this time he had to really fight, hard and did what he had to do.
I like when your instructions, when you just told him, you said, bully him, man. Just go in there and bully him. Do you feel like, was that something y'all worked on that in camp, or was that like you just telling him in real time, this is what I see that you got to do to get the job done?
Yes, right there. It's just in real time. Right there, we're telling him to not to let rounds go away, because we didn't know what the judges' scores were. During the fight, I was thinking, I had a good feeling that we were winning rounds, but there were still close rounds. There were still rounds where Andy landed a few good punches, and rounds that I could have said maybe could have gone either way. So we had to push him. We just had to motivate him to do that little extra as a world champion. And like I told him, look, I know you probably didn't feel like you were the solid champion because you won the title on a vacant title, interim title. You didn't fight the champion. You didn't beat the champion. I give him an example of when I became champion in '98. I beat up.
You fought a Cuban.
My first star defense was a Cuban. So that pretty much the same thing. My first, when I became champion, it was a vacant title. So when they announced me as the winner, I didn't feel like a champion because it was a vacant title. So I never felt like a champion until my first star defense. When I had a good challenge, when it was against the number one contender, Cuban, great amateur background, and when I beat him, when I knocked him out in the fifth round, that's when I felt like I really became champion. So this was the same thing for Raymond. The fight when he became champion for the interim title, it wasn't again against a big name. Honestly, I can't even remember the name right now. So you know what I mean? It wasn't a big name. It wasn't like a solid win. It was one of those fights where, yeah, he became champion, but it didn't really give us that feeling. This was the real championship fight against a gold medalist, Andy Cruz, who was the favorite to win, who we came in as the underdogs. That's what made Raymond a champion.
Right. A lot of people on social media have been comparing this fight to a potential fight with Shakur Stevenson. Obviously, Raymond has been very vocal about wanting the winner of Teofimo and Shakur. But how do you feel about that, Robert? Do you agree? Do you feel like a fight with Shakur would look similar? Is it a similar game plan, like, you know, to what Raymond had to do last night to try to compete with a guy like Shakur Stevenson?
Look, the challenge is, if the challenge is there, we're up for the challenge. You know, Raymond is not a kid that wants to continue picking opponents. He wants to fight the best. He just said it last night. He wants the best fights out there. And if that fight, you know, is out there, I think Raymond proved last night that he belongs in that level. I think it raised a lot of eyebrows, and I'm pretty sure I will get phone calls to some of his manager also. So I know I will get phone calls after the fight next week. I'm pretty sure I will get phone calls. So we're up for it. But there's also, you know, there's also good fights at 135. You know, Abdullah Mason, who just became WBO champion late last year, he fights for top rank. So that's a possibility too. We'll see if Tank decides to fight again, or if not, Schofield might fight for the title. So there's big fights at 135 too. So, you know, we've been at 135 for many years, his whole career. So we were thinking that maybe we have to go to 140 pretty soon, but I think we still have a couple fights if big fights are available 135. If not, 140, no problem. We could jump to 140.
Okay. Let me know this, Robert, because I mean, like I said, I've been vocal. I think you're the best trainer of my generation, man. I think you've proven it time and time again. The levels that you've got to, your instructions, the amount of times you've done it, the guys you've raised from 0 to 100. When you look at your body of work and everything you've done, like, do you agree with that statement? Like, I gotta be the best of the generation. Like, do those things matter to you?
Look, I think it's something, you know, from my dad, because we've always been like that. We always want to be the best at what we do. Mikey, you know, boxing, or even if it's not boxing, games at home. Mikey, as a kid, always wanted to be the best at what he was doing. If it was him playing soccer with kids, he had to be the best one.
He gonna
Mikey
beat
was
the
always
kids, Rob. He gonna beat the kids.
Mikey was like that always. Mikey always wanted to be the best. And same thing with me. You know, my dad always taught us, you know, we got to be the best at what we do. And I work hard, but you know, I also have a great team, man. I wouldn't be able to do this by myself. I have so many fighters that if I, you know, if I didn't have the team that I have, I wouldn't be able to accomplish everything that I've accomplished, you know, since I started training. You know, my son Pita, we have Chepe, Felipe, our coaches, and we have a conditioning coach who's very good. You know, you see my fighters never get tired. They fight to the end because we have a great conditioning coach. His name is Charles Fremley. He's great at what he does, and always has my fighters in top shape. So you know, I can't take all the credit myself. You know, it's teamwork, honestly. And with a lot of the fighters like Raymond, his father is also involved with Virgil. Virgil Senior is also involved. You know, Beltran. You know. Santillan, his father. So I have a lot of dads that are also involved. So you know, honestly, I wouldn't be able to do it if I didn't have the help that I have.
But Robert, do you consider yourself on the top level of trainers, the upper echelon, the Emmanuel Stewards? Do you feel like you are on that level?
Look, honestly, I think you know, I think I still have some time left, you know, to be able to consider me at that level, because I started training fighters in 2004. After I retired in 2001, I took a couple years off, and 2004 is when I started. So we're talking 22 years. I'm 50 right now. So I think I still have another 10, 15, 20 years left. So we'll see. We'll see 10, 15 years from now, see where I'm at, see what I can accomplish right now. I think I'm still not there, because I still don't want to compare myself to an Emmanuel Stewart, because to me that's my favorite trainer of all time. Freddie Roach has done a lot. You know, there's some Mexican trainers that have accomplished too much. You know, like Nacho Beristain, Cholain Rivero, who have been great trainers. So I don't see me there yet, and I don't want to feel like I'm there yet, because I still have a lot left to do. I still have 10-year-olds. I have 8-year-olds that I know will be champions. We have 8-year-olds in my gym that are special. So we're gonna make those champions too. So I don't want to compare myself yet with guys like Emmanuel Stewart, because I still have a few years left.
Well, Robert, you don't got to say it, but I'm gonna say it. Robert Garcia is the best trainer of my generation. All right. Now let me tell you this, Rob, because obviously outside of the fight, Andy Cruz, Raymond Morataya, there was another rivalry that was brewing, and that's Robert Garcia versus Bozy Ennis. That's the other rivalry that everyone is talking about. Obviously, Virgil Ortiz versus Boots has been a huge topic in the boxing world. Robert, do you think we're gonna get this fight, man? The fans, we need this. Like
Oh,
this is so important to the culture. Do you
it's
think
gonna happen. The fight's gonna happen. I can promise you it's gonna happen next because look, all this going on with Virgil and the lawsuit with Golden Boy and stuff like that might hold that fight back a little because I know Boots and Eddie Hearn, they also have plans for Boots to stay busy. And if I'm not mistaken, Eddie Hearn had a date already for late March. So they're probably gonna still gonna fight Boots on that date, not against Virgil, but somebody else. But the fight will happen, and I'm very confident that the fight will happen this year. So maybe the fans will wait a few months more. It maybe not won't happen in March, but it could happen before the end of the year. I think it's going to be a huge fight. I think it makes it a bigger fight with all the things going on. Things that I don't get involved. When it comes to Virgil because I'm not his manager. So everything that's going on, it's just gonna blow up the fight a little more. I think it's gonna be one of the biggest fights of the year and maybe the last 5 years because it is a huge fight. It's a fight that everybody wants to see. Everybody knows that's the fight that needs to happen, especially at that weight class.
now, do you think like, does it put you in a weird place being that you're the trainer, right? But it seems like, and I'm just talking from a fan perspective, it feels like there's beef between the manager and then Oscar. It just everybody's going back and forth internally. Does that put you in a weird spot where you're just kind of like, man, I don't really know, or like, how do you feel about that? Like having to
Look,
be.
I don't get involved. If I'm not the manager, I don't get involved. I know Rick Marigan is great at what he does, so I don't get involved. Virgil lets him do his job because you know he's very aggressive. Golden Boy is doing his thing. Obviously defending himself. But look, last weekend when the news came out, me and Eric Gomez with Golden Boy Promotions, we had a show together here in Southern California with Curiel, and Rocha pulled out of the fight because of the weight issues. So we were working together to find a replacement, negotiating purses. So look, that's totally separate. I still have fighters with Golden Boy. I still have to continue working with them. They know I also I have to continue work. So they also work with me. Oscar, I've been having conversations in the last 2 days with Oscar, about different businesses, other stuff that's going on in boxing. So, everything's separate. We don't take things personal. Oscar's very professional, and I'm the same way. My brother Mikey had that issue with Top Rank. He was on the shelf for a little over 2 years, and I still had fighters with Top Rank. We still had our fights going on. Top Rank still gave me fights. Top Rank still treats me very well with my fighters. I have like 4 fighters that are signed with Top Rank. So you know what I mean? It's part of the
Yeah.
business. It happens all the time. It's not the first or last time that something like that happens. I know something will be resolved soon, sooner than later. Something will be resolved, and we'll give you guys the fight that everybody wants.
Now, Rob, what does Oscar say to you though? Like when you talk to him and you like, listen, Oscar, everybody wants this fight. We got to make it. Like, what does he say to you?
That's the thing, that it's so professional that we don't even bring that up. We don't bring that fight up. We talk about other fighters, other fights. I'm here in Southern California too. He knows who my fighters are. He knows what fighters are signed with him. Which fighters that are fighting in his next show. On the Ryan Garcia card. So we talk about different stuff. We don't even bring that up because it's just the way the business is. When it comes to talking about the fight, it's gonna be Rick Marigan and Oscar and their attorneys and whoever's involved. I don't get involved because I have a relationship with everybody because I have a lot of fighters.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. How different do you feel like that fight will be from what we saw last night, like Virgil and Boots? Like, do you think it'll be similar to what we saw?
Look, it's a great fight too, man. Just like this one. I don't know what the odds will be. I think they might be the same way where they favor Boots a little over Virgil because of the skills, just like they did just like they did Raymond. But I'll tell you one thing, you know, ain't nobody fucking holding Virgil back. I'll tell you that. You know,
Yeah,
if you see that about Raymond, Virgil's
he a beast,
he's a
right? He
beast.
like
It's totally different. So, you know, this was just a little bit of you know, this was
just a preview.
just a little taste of what they could expect with Virgil.
Yeah. All right, hold on, Robert. Tell me this though, because I asked Greg Hackett this before you came on. There is always going to be a rivalry in boxing. But like when you're gone, when I'm gone, this will live on, the Mexican style versus the black style. It's always going to be a thing. And I feel like, you know, we've seen sometimes where the black style has gotten the nod. We've seen other times where the Mexican style has got the nod. How do you break that down? Like, because to me, and you've shown that you could do it with more than just Mexican style. Bam is a different kind of beat. Bam is not just Mexican style, right? He's a different animal. But I'm saying is when it comes to that, right? Like Mexican style versus black style, how do you break that down? Like talk about that part a little
Look, there's one thing that makes a big difference when it comes to that rivalry. And I think when a Mexican has that tremendous heart, I think that's a big advantage because I'm not saying, you know, they don't, I know, but I proved it. You know, Mayweather was just special. He beat me with Maidana, and the first fight was, you know, very questionable. A lot of people thought we pulled it off, so it was very questionable. But besides that, you know, you know, with Brandon Rios against Peterson, with Maidana against Bronner, with, you know, just now, you know, the Philly style. Even you know, Cruz is Cuban, but still training in Philadelphia with that stuff. I think at the end, you know, the Mexicans just have that heart, man, that heart to not give up and to finish to the end. You know, with my fighters, they know that's what. Look, they go in the ring knowing that me, I I expect that from them. So even though maybe that might not be their style, they know I expect that from him, so they have to bring it out.
bit. Yeah. Chino said that. He said Robert was yelling at me still, even though I was doing good, but I gotta still come on. Said that.
No, of course I have to tell my guys. Sometimes I can tell them, look, the fight's very close. You might even be behind because I need them to keep pushing. I don't want them to feel comfortable. I don't want them to feel like they're ahead because you know, if they slow down, sometimes championship rounds make a big difference.
Yeah, that's true. Can we talk about Bam Rodriguez a little bit? He Robert, he's not just Mexican style. Bam Rodriguez is a different type of I don't know. This guy is just he is another level of special. I saw recently that he re-signed with Matchroom. They were saying that, I saw Eddie Hearn say that he made a competitive offer to Zuffa Boxing. I guess Zuffa offered Bam, and Eddie said, no way we're gonna lose this guy to Zuffa. He made his offer. Can you talk about that part? Like, what was that? Because I know you're very involved in the Bam Rodriguez
Look,
business.
I'm Bam's manager, and I'm the one handling everything, but it all goes through Bam. You know, at the end, he makes the last decision. We have not signed with we have not re-signed with Matchroom. He did match the offer that Sufa uh, gave us, which was a very, very good offer. But I have a few other offers online, which during this week I'm gonna present them to Eddie again. Eddie, you know, this is much better now. So you gotta match, But look, I get along really, really well with Eddie, Kevin Rooney. They know how much we appreciate. Bam is very happy, but Bam did tell us, look, go out there. He told me and my son, go out there and see what's out there. I want to see options. I don't want to just be forced to, you know, because we have a good relationship. I want to see. I have two kids already. I have, you know, I want to secure my family too. So I don't want to just go out there because they're my friends. I want to go out there because I'm gonna make the most money out there, and you know, in the next few years, because Bam doesn't want to fight too long. He's always told us, he always promises that he will never fight past 30. So he only has 4 years left. So we got to make the most out of it. We got him on a good plan with good financial people that are already, putting money away for his kids, college, retirement, investments. So he has a plan. The next few years, do everything correct to be secure for the rest of his life. And that's what we're doing with Bam. So that's what he told me. Look, find the best offer out there. So I'm still working.
Okay, no, that makes a lot of sense. Just another question on Bam. I mean, he beat the shit out of Puma. Oh my God, that was just obliteration. On Puma. But you know the one everyone's talking about, Rob. He's the Japanese monster, Inoue Inoue. That can you tell me about that, Robert? How do you see that when you're looking at that? These are two high level guys. Inoue is one of the best fighters in the world. Bam is one of the best fighters in the world. Obviously, you both have vocalized that that's a fight that could come to fruition. How do you see that fight when you break it down?
Look, Inoue is a great champion, four division champion already, four or five maybe. I'm not sure, but he's a great fighter, pound for pound, number one or number two. Depending on who you pick, him or Usyk. And Bam's right behind. Bam should be Bam is number three right there. So when it comes to talent, I would pick Bam over Inoue, but Inoue has more accomplished more things. He's undisputed in two divisions, so we got to respect that too. He's also the bigger man right now. I'm not. I know the fight will happen because we've already been talking. Everybody that talks to me about Bam's deal, Bam's contract, everybody already wants to have that Inoue fight, involved, because everybody knows the fight's gonna happen. But people 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 kind of expect Bam to jump two divisions to fight Inoue. I think that'd be a little crazy from us because Bam already did it when he became champion the first time. Bam was fighting at 108 and he jumped two divisions to become champion against Cuadras. Uh, I think it'd be kind of a big mistake from us to jump him now to 122 to challenge Inoue. I think Bam right now we're looking for that undisputed fight because there's only one more fight for him to become undisputed and he wants to be undisputed. After that, we want to go to 118 and try and test that weight division because fighters are already a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger. So we want to test that division, one or two fights. After that, 122 is our next step. So we could see it as soon as maybe before the end of the year or early next year.
Okay. All right. We definitely want to see that. How did you tell me this? How did you know when Bam, like when you knew that Bam was different than everybody else? Because I interviewed Bam before. He told me that he said I used to watch Lomachenko all the time. And he said, I feel like I had a more traditional Mexican style, like early on in the amateurs and coming up. And he said, I knew that if I don't add something to my game, I'm just going to be like everybody else. So he said, I started studying Lomachenko and I studied his feet and I studied everything until I, started to get it. When did you start to see Bam become like, all right, this guy is just a little bit different than everybody else?
Look, Bam since the amateurs, he was a little killer. He was going for the knockouts, always putting pressure and throwing a lot of punches. But what he has is just special talent that you don't teach. You do bring it out. When he started coming to my gym from San Antonio at 15, we knew everything he could do, and it was like perfect for me because me personally, even though most of my fighters are Mexican, brawlers like Abner Mares or a Brandon Rios or Chino Maidana, who is Argentinian, but still, just going forward, Antonio Margarito. When I seen that about Bam, I'm like, this is my perfect fighter because my favorite fighters are boxers that have good footwork. Orlando Canizales is one of them. Sugar Leonard, my favorite fighter of all time. Gilberto Roman from Mexico, who many people don't know, but Gilberto Roman had beautiful footwork. I always enjoy watching the fights. And
Hold on,
and
what's his
Bam,
name, Robert? What's his name?
Gilberto Roman,
I'm gonna check him out.
he was a 115 pounder also. Uh, Orlando Canizales from Texas, man, I love their footwork, their side. I even myself when I was fighting, even though I don't have that style, I practiced a few times a little bit of those little side steps, and sometimes they worked, sometimes they didn't. But now that I have Bam, is the perfect fighter because he does exactly what I love in a fighter. And look, like his dad says, the kid is only 25. Oh, just turned 26. Just turned 26 a week ago. Uh, the dad tells me, Robert, we haven't seen the best out of Bam. We're still going to see the best out of him. So that gets me even more excited because imagine 2 years from now, man, he's going to be unstoppable.
I like, you know what? It's interesting what you said that. Like you said most of my guys are like, Mexican, I don't want to say brawlers, but the guys that are going to come forward and punch you. Do you ever think that you could like train like a black slick fighter? Like, do you think that is that in your wheelhouse that if somebody came to you, I'm just saying Shakur Stevenson, obviously he's with his grandfather, but a guy like that was like, you know what, Robert, I want to train here. Do you think that's in your wheelhouse to do a fighter like that as well?
I would love to. I would love to because everybody always looks at me as the Mexican trainer, the Latinos, the South Americans, that come to me. But I would love to because I love those challenges. I want to. I know I could. I know I could. But most of the time they're not willing to because they probably won't feel comfortable because there's nothing but Mexicans and that's all they see in me. But I would love that challenge. We always say, well, when are we gonna get the next Aaron Pryor? When are we gonna get the next Pernell Whitaker? We want that in my gym. We would love to, but no, it looks like they want to approach me, man. I don't know why.
Yeah, somebody got to usher you in. I got to tell them. I'm saying, yo, listen, I got to holler at my boy Robert. You know what I'm
Look,
saying?
you know what? Honestly, not to say anything, but fighters that I fought, that we've been against, you know, last night, Andy Cruz, especially with the sparring he would get in my gym, the kind of work he would get, I would see a lot of improvement in him. I would see
Mm,
him. You know what I mean? Not because I'm asking for him to come because there's no, I want him to continue doing his thing. He's in a great team, but it's just the style, the work he's gonna get. I know he already gets good work in Philadelphia because Philadelphia is very similar to Southern California.
yeah.
Great fucking sparring, great coaches. So it's very similar, but I think they could benefit. I Haney's from Northern California, and I've talked to his dad, and I've invited him. Just try it out. I think Haney would benefit from the type
Mm.
of the type of sparring he would get in my gym. You know what I mean? But for some reason, it just doesn't happen.
Listen, Rob, I know somebody very close to the Haney camp, and I'm gonna let them know that they need to come to the RGBA Academy, man. They gotta stop by. Hold on, Rob. Let me ask you this though. Did you know, did you have a vision that RGBA would be like this big, this whole? I came by your gym. You remember I came to the gym. Shout out, hold up, before I say this question, shout out my guy Pita. Pita is my boy, man. Shows me so much love. A great guy, and very good. So shout out to Pita Garcia. But I came by your gym with one of the kids that I deal with, and we got some work, some sparring. It was a great experience. Did you have the foresight to see that RGBA would be this big, like it would be this whole thing?
Look, not when I started, but I think it's when I first had my first world champion, Stevie Luevano, and then a few months later, Brian Viloria also became champion, both winning in upsets where they were not the favorites to win, where they were, Steve Leona went all the way to England to beat the champion from England and knocked him out in the 11th round. And then Brian Vilora beat Archie Solis, who had 11 title defenses in a row, and we were the underdogs, and also knocked him out in the 11th round. That's when I felt like, God damn, this is fun. Plus, I could do great things because I was doing it just for fun. I was already retired. I just wanted to get out of training and boxing myself. And when I started training fighters, traveling was what caught my attention. Going to different places without cutting weight, without having to be in bed at a certain time because you're fighting. So it caught my attention, and that's what I was enjoying, the traveling, the going away without having to watch what I'm eating. I could eat whatever I want and stuff like that. So that caught my attention. But when I got my first two world champions is when I'm like when I said like, man, I think this could be big. And we had a really good I think 2011, 2012, and 2013. That's when Nonito Droner, Mikey, Maidana, Brandon were all world champions. We're all competing. Jesus Cuellar became champion. So we had like 4 or 5 champions at one time. I think that was a really good run. It took us another 10 years to get back to where we're at right now, with what we have. I think right now we're as similar. I don't want to say better because man, Nonito Doner, Mikey, Brandon, it's a hard one to compare. But Bam, Virgil, Murataya right now, it's also it's there. It's up there with it's competing with that group.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And I love that Brandon Rios era where he was fighting Mile High Mike
Right.
Alvarado. That was a great time, man. That was good.
No, great fights with Brandon, and what I think right now, what makes it best right now with what I have is my younger guys because I have guys that are prospects right now that are also very good. I have 16-year-olds that are special. I got a 16-year-old right now that could be as good as Bam.
Whoa, whoa,
I,
right.
I I'm
Whoa,
not
whoa.
I'm not lying. I have a
Tell me
16-year-old. I
what's
have
his
a
name?
huh?
What's
AJ Herrera. He's
AJ
an
Herrera?
amateur. He's number one in the nation right now. Yeah,
AJ Herrera?
AJ Herrera. Yeah, Herrera. That kid,
Oh,
that kid could fight, man. That kid could fight, and I think once he transforms into the professionals, he'll be very similar to Bam. I have Chop Gonzalez who is already 15-0, but
yeah, like
that kid is one of my special. Arturo Cardenas or Arturo Cardenas' brother who fought in at that first show that Sufa had. Emiliano Cardenas also looked good. He had a very tough fight, but
oh, yeah, what
got a
was
good
that
win.
kid's name? He looked good. What was
Yeah, he
his
looked
name?
good. He looked good. Art Barrera, who's also doing really good, and the amateurs, man. I have 9, 10-year-olds that are special, man. I have a 7-year-old that's gonna turn 8 in March. That kid's already one of the special ones. I'm telling you, we have a lot of young kids that are gonna be special. Johnny, who's 9 or 10, that little kid's like 2 or 3 times national champion already, and he's like 10. That kid could fight too. So I have a lot of That's what I'm telling you. From now, I can't say I'm I'm as good or better than somebody like Emmanuel Stewart because I'm not there yet. I still got 10, 20 more years.
All right, just a couple more questions, Robert. Lastly, what do you think about the whole Zuffa boxing? I mean, I saw you tell somebody on Twitter they were criticizing Zuffa boxing, and you said, unless you're putting money in my guys' pockets, then would stop talking about it. How do you feel? It's been a lot of criticism, a lot of people talking. How did you feel? Zuffa boxing had their first event this past Friday. How did you feel about it?
Look, I'm gonna tell you because I was there. I was there. My two fighters that fought on that event, they're happy. They're happy because the day they get there, they treat them special. They feed them. They make sure they're cutting weight. They take care of them after the weigh-ins. They make sure that everything's right. They pay them very well. So when you have these young fighters who are fighting on club shows that I have my own club shows here in Southern California where they have to sell tickets to be able to get paid, because that's the only way to make the money. The more tickets they sell, the more money they make because they make a small percentage. you know, I can't I can't tell my fighters no, we gotta continue doing this when they're getting the opportunity where they're gonna be making 3 times more than anywhere else. The kid Emiliano that fought, his last fight was an 8 rounder. He got $4,000. $4,000 for an 8 rounder.
Wow.
This fight, he got 3 times more. You
Mm.
know what I mean? Three and four because they also give them sponsorship money and stuff like that. So he made 4 times more. You know what I mean? So it's a big difference. I can't tell my kids, no, you guys have to hold back because I don't like what they're doing. No, actually, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it because the type of fighters that they're trying to get and build up their company, it could turn into something big. They're already, you guys already know. They Eddie said it publicly. They made Bam a great offer. They just signed that cruiserweight. What's his name?
Opataya.
Exactly. They're talking to big names, so they're also going to do big things in boxing. They're not just going to do their own thing where there's no champions, no championship belts or anything. They're going to allow them to fight. So I'm okay with it, man. I'm telling you, the kids were very happy, and I have 30 professional fighters in my gym. A lot of them are telling, most of them are telling me, take me there. I want to go there. So
Mm.
am I going to tell them no? You got to continue fighting on my club shows, and you got to sell tickets to make money. Whoever wants to criticize is not thinking right, because the fighters need to pay their bills. There's fighters. Look, I have fighters. I have one fighter that's already a 10 run fighter that wakes up at 5 in the morning to go do. He's a lawn. He cuts grass and does the lawns for. He has a lot of houses. He does that early in the morning because at 10 he has to be in the gym. I have another fighter that works construction. He works construction in the mornings before he comes to the gym, and after work he goes back to construction. Because why? Because I could only put them on my cards where they have to sell tickets where they don't make a lot of money. But now
Wow.
I showed this kid his fight contract that he got for his next fight. He's fighting February 14th, and he almost teared up because the money's unbelievable. Am I going to tell this kid, no, you can't? I'm not going to allow you to make this kind of money because I don't like what they're doing. I can't. I can't. And I think they're doing a. I think they're starting up really good. They're doing a great job, man. Every fighter is happy. I talked to everybody in the show, and they were all excited. Clothes. They give them new clothes with their name, and everybody's happy, man. I'm telling you, no, there was no complaints.
Robert, I love to hear that because the boxing community's been very critical of Zuffa boxing. Obviously they've said that they wanted to make some shifts to the Ali Act, and it's caused a stir in the boxing community. But you're saying that you felt like from everybody you talked to, just the fighters and everybody around, you feel like this is something that is a good thing for boxing.
I think it's a good thing. Look, because if it wasn't for them, that because I think they're planning on signing 200, something around 200 fighters. If it wasn't for them, those 200 fighters wouldn't be feeding their families. Look, other promotions that are like Pro Box TV. Pro Box TV has been picking up lately.
Yeah, yeah.
A couple of years ago, nobody knew who Pro Box TV, but they're getting all the fighters that the big promoters reject because you already lost the fight. You get released. It happens all the time. It's happened to a lot of my fighters. You lose a fight, you get released, or they pay you whatever they want, and they tell you you're lucky we didn't release you. It's boxing.
Take it or
So
leave it.
so they release you. So Pro Box TV is allowing all these fighters that have been rejected build up the record again, come back, and look, they have a couple of world champions now. They have 5 contenders that are up there doing really good, that are looking at bigger fights, at big fights. So they're doing something that nobody else does, and keeping guys making money to feed their families. Sufa's gonna do the same thing, just a little bit different. All this Muhammad Ali Act, man. I've been doing this for so many years that I already know how all this works. Promoters are complaining about this, saying that the Muhammad Ali Act and this and that. Man, they always hide it. They always hide everything from the fighters, anyways. So it's not like they've been really. They always hide. They don't open their books to nobody.
Mm, that's very important, Rob, because a lot of people have been saying different things, and it's been causing a stir in the community. So I'm happy that you're saying this from your experience. You know what I'm saying?
Look, there's an interview with Chavez Senior once said that when he fought Greg Hogan, Don King offered him $5 million to fight. It was a pay-per-view event. and told him you're gonna get a percentage of pay-per-view. Chavez says it could have been $10 million that I would, but Chavez told him just give me two more and flat. So he made $7 million. Chavez made $7 million. He was happy with $7 million in his pocket. It's a lot of money. If Don King made 20, well, you know, you know what I mean? That was Don King's
Right.
deal. Chavez was happy with what he got. A lot of fighters complain at the end of their careers. Oh, my promoter screwed me, my manager screwed me, this and that. But you signed the contract when you fought, and that money that you got in your pockets, they can go to your bank account to take it. It's
Right.
you wasted that money. You didn't invest it right. You didn't do the right thing. So don't blame nobody. Blame yourself because you didn't take care of that money yourself. So that's just the way boxing is. That's why we set up my fighters with a good team that puts money away for taxes, for retirement, for school, for their kids, all that. We do all that. Mikey's the one that got us with those people. Mikey, man, Mikey didn't never, he had a few good fights, good paydays, but was never in those $20 million paydays. And
Right.
and and Mikey's doing great, man. Mikey doesn't have to do anything the rest of his life because he's doing right because he had the right people behind him.
I like Mikey too, man. I like Mikey. All right, hold up, Robert. I'm gonna let you go in a little bit. Thank you very much for your time. But another fight I wanted to talk about that's on the horizon. I believe it's done. Um, Oscar Duarte versus Richardson Hitchens. That's a good fight at 140.
It's a great
Again, just
fight.
like you're saying, Mexican style versus the black style. This is one of those ones, man. Robert, tell me,
Exactly.
he just came off of an excellent victory against Kenny Sims. What a fight. I thought that was a great fight. Oscar Duarte looked very strong. He beat Kenny Sims. Talk about this fight, Duarte versus Richardson Hitchens.
It's going to be a great match because Richardson Hitchens is a great fighter, man. Great skills, awkward style, but Duarte, man, there's nobody stopping Duarte. Believe me, Duarte is a monster right now. He's not, he's fighting at 140. He's sparring middleweights because nobody at his weight
He's
oh,
sparring.
he's sparring middleweights, and you know, I can't say beating them up because they hang in there, but I have to put him in with big guys because he's too strong for guys his weight right now.
Oh my God. And that's not even with 8 ounces.
Oh,
Oh
he's a
my.
beast, man. It's gonna be a great fight because Hitchens is also a great fighter, man. He's a great champion. Respect him a lot, but when the bell rings, Duarte's gonna go out there and do his job. Now Duarte's gonna be the one, the Maidana, the Brandon Rios type of fight because he needs to do that to take the win. But that's his style. That's what he does. So we just have to make sure he's in great shape and motivate him and push him to do it nonstop because that's his style. We don't have to change anything. We just have to prepare him to do that for 12 hard rounds.
Do you think that that's the kryptonite for the style, like the slick style is just coming forward and really trying to be a bully, like, coming forward, body shots? Is that what breaks down the slick style?
Exactly. It's always been done, unless you're a Mayweather, obviously, who's very good at what he does. But Brandon Rios, nobody thought Anthony Peterson was gonna, give up on Brandon Rios. Everybody thought, Anthony, what was the name? Anthony.
Darrell? Darrell?
No. At 135
What you saying against Rios? Against
against
Rio?
Rios. Yeah, yeah. They
Oh,
fought on
Peterson. Peterson. You said Peterson.
Peterson. Yeah, Anthony Peterson. They fought on. I think it was HBO and Top Rank. Everybody HBO did a great special on Anthony Peterson. Because he was the next superstar. Brandon made him quit. Brandon dropped him. Then he started playing dirty with low blows to get disqualified. You know what I mean? Maidana against Broner. So it's the perfect style for that type of those talented fighters like that. At the end, and especially the power that Duarte has. People don't even know. You could ask Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is going to tell you that's the hardest he's ever been hit.
Hold on. So do you feel like that's a similar fight to the Kenny Sims, or do you think Africa is a little better than Kenny Sims?
I think Ken Sims is a great fighter. I think Duarte did a great thing by beating him because Sims is a great fighter. I think Hitchens is going to be a little bit better, but I think that performance against Sims helped a lot, and it's gonna teach Duarte a little bit more to be a little more aggressive because he did hold back a little in that fight. So now he knows that he's got to do that extra a little bit more.
Okay, I'm looking forward to that one.
It's gonna be a big
Last
fight.
last question, Robert. Man, there's a huge fight next week. Biggest fight announced so far of 2026. Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez. Everyone's talking about it. The boxing world is going crazy. Can you please give us your expert breakdown? How do you see it? How do you see this one going, man?
Look, it's a great fight. And last night I seen Shakur, and he actually told, "Oh, I heard you're picking Teofimo." Look, I picked Teofimo because I like him. Him and his dad, they've always been very cool to me. They're friends. That's why I would love to see him pull
Oh,
it up.
Shakur did
But
that to you. He saw you. He said you pick a
yeah,
Teofimo.
he's like because he came into our locker room and he's like, "Oh, I know, I see you picking Teofimo to beat me." I'm picking Teofimo because he's so I consider friends, good people. His dad's always been very respectful to me. We get along very well, and he's Latino, so I want to see him pull it off. But it's not an easy fight. I think Shakur has the skills, has the style to actually win comfortable. But if we see a Teofimo that beat what's his
Lomachenko
Lomachenko or the Josh
or
Taylor,
Josh Taylor? Josh Taylor. Yeah.
then that's a dangerous Teofimo. That's a dangerous Teofimo. So I can't wait for that fight. It's to me it's a 50-50 fight, but I'm cheering for Teofimo.
Okay. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. Now, obviously, like we said, Raymond Morataya said he wants the winner of that fight. Which one is the easier fight for Raymond? I don't say easier, but style wise, styles make fights. What's a better
Look,
style for
I
Raymond?
don't I don't think they're both totally different in styles, but they're both difficult. I don't think I think both are very difficult. But we would have to obviously come into the game plan and the training to be able to figure them out and figure it out. We haven't studied them because we haven't faced them yet, but that would be our job. But I think both are very very difficult. They both have their own style, but I think it's one of those styles where it's hard to figure out, and it doesn't matter if it's Tofimo or Shakur. I think they both have a very awkward style to figure out.
Got you. Okay. The chat is saying Shakur Stevenson is half Puerto Rican, so you should go for him.
You know what? That's true. I've heard that. I don't know if it's true, but we have heard that.
That's what they said in the chat. But Robert, listen, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you, man, and everything that you're doing for this boxing community is well received by everybody. And again, I'm standing on it. You are the best trainer of my generation. I don't think it's close, man. I gotta stand on it, brother.
Really appreciate it. Thanks for having me. And I know it was through my son, but yeah, anytime, just let him know and I'll be more than happy.
Thank you so much, man. Salute to Pita too, man. That's my boy.
All
Pita,
right, thank you.
man. All right, Rob. Take care,
Thank
brother.
you. All right.
Yo, come on, man. Cigar Talk back. Cigar Talk back. That was fire. That was fire. Robert Garcia. Robert Garcia. Robert Garcia. Greg Hackett. That was fire. All right. All right. All right. Let me drop the link in the chat, bro. That was fire, man. Rob dropped a bunch of gems. He dropped a bunch of gems on us. He said, Bam need that bread. I don't fuck what y'all talking about. Bam needs that bread. If you want to sign Bam, you got to come with that bag. That's what he said. That's what he said, bro. If you want to sign Bam, come with the bag. He said Virgil and Boots is most likely going to happen this year, bro. That's what he said. He said he wanted to train the black style. He said everybody just keep looking at me like I'm only good for the Mexicans. No, I could do the black style too. He said I would love to. He said bring Devin Haney over here. I would love to train with Devin Haney. That's what he said, bro. Nah, that was fire. Robert Garcia, bro. Yeah. We got to watch these over the NFL, man. Come on. This is classic boxing right here. All right, yo, listen. Before we get out of here, thank you everybody for pulling up. Every Sunday we'll be here. Every Sundays. Today was a little later because I had to accommodate my guests. But I think I'll do it around like maybe 2 p.m. Let me know. I want to make sure we go live every Sunday. Thank you very much for pulling up. Where the bombs at? We still here, bro. Bombs is here. Bombs is here.
Shut that soft ass shit up. All that soft talking. I know you can do it, man. You got the, man, shut that soft ass shit up, man.
You know what I'm saying? We got the sounds. Sounds is popping. Robert Garcia, man. Best trainer of the generation. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. No roasting. I know. Ain't nobody even cooked today. Ain't nobody even cooked today. Oh, my boy D1 in here. D1, salute, man. Salute, D1. I fuck with D1. All right, y'all. Let me drop the link in the chat. If anyone wants to come up and give me your opinions. Give me your opinions. How did you feel about the fight last night? Andy Cruz versus Raymond Morataya. How did you feel about Khalil Cole versus Jesse Hart? And last but not least, the biggest fight of 2026 so far, Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez, happening next Saturday. Let's go, man. Let's go, man. Link is in the chat. Come talk to me. Come on, man. I know I'm back first time, but come on. Y'all know how we do. Come holler at me. We roast the callers. Yeah, that's a fact. I'm glad y'all show respect to the guests, though, man. Salute. Thank you for that. Showing respect to the guests. Robert looks like the Hornet from Cars. I never seen Cars. I didn't know you were live today. I would have cooked today. Yo, salute, bro. Let's cook. Let's cook. Naji sounds like a Civil War musket, not a bomb. Yeah. My sounds is not a bomb. Damn, Naji just said he done. Yo, let's cook, man. Link in the chat. Stop playing with it. Come up here. Link is now in the chat. Everybody come up here, man. Turn them cameras on. Let's talk. Let's talk. I got some time. I'm on a Shmulio. Let's talk, man. Cameras on. Cameras on. Great interview. Yeah, that was fire. Robert Garcia, man, that's my guy, man. He shows me love, bro. Cameras on. Link in the chat, man. Let's talk. We have Robert Garcia up here. We have my dog, Greg Hackett, up here. Let me know the topics of the day. The fights last night. Andy Cruz versus Raymond Morataya. Jesse Hart versus Khalil Cole. Even my son, Zay Quinn. My boy, Zay Quinn, looked pretty good yesterday, too, man. Salute the young Zay. Link is now in the chat, man. Come talk to me. You ain't give Robert Garcia that Sasson accent. Nah, Robert Garcia, that's my dog. And yo, listen, Robert's son, Pita, that's my boy. Pita is my boy. Straight up. All right, let's get to some of the callers, man. Call in. Link is now in the chat, man. Call in, please. Call in. Let's talk. Let me get Dimitri Grover. Dimitri Grover first up. Dimitri, what's popping?
What's good? What's good? How you doing, Naji?
Man, I'm blessed, man. How are you, brother?
Doing good. Hey, you remember me? I met you at a Kumar fight.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Was we talking for a little bit? We was talking, right?
Yep. I met you at Kumar fight. The one where he had the draw. Remember he had got the cut on the head.
Yeah, that's a fact. I remember that.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man. Hey,
Prescott.
he good for surely. But hey, I'm pro now too, man. 1-0. Tell you I'm the next one, bro.
Say it again.
I said I'm 1-0 right now. I'm the next one, bro. I'm telling you.
Wait,
It's
who
gonna
the next?
be
Who the next one?
me. I'm 1-0 right now.
Hold on. What weight you fight at, bro?
I fought at 147.
What's your record? You a pro?
Yeah, I'm 1-0.
1-0?
Yep, I'm trying to get more fights. Have my debut in December.
Okay. Okay. So talk to me, man. When your next fight, bro?
Shoot, we're still talking to promoters right now. We're still trying to get another fight going soon. But hopefully April for sure. We still
Where,
talking to people though.
where are you from?
I'm from the Bay. I'm from Alameda, California. Only pro
Okay.
boxer in Alameda. So
They saying in the chat you look like Antonio Tarver.
that was actually kind of funny. I ain't gonna lie. That was funny. That's funny.
All right. Well, we gonna look out for you. Tell us your name so everybody can get up for you. What's your name?
All right, Dimitri Grover, my Instagram, DIMITRIGROVER underscore. Dimitri Grover underscore. DIMITRIGROVER underscore.
All right. Make sure y'all check him out, man. Dimitri Grover. He said he
For
1-0.
sure.
He said he the next one up at 147, man. Check him
For
out.
surely. Hey, check me out.
All right. Talk to me, man. Did you see the fights last night?
I only see some of them. I seen Raymond Murataya versus Andy Cruz, and I seen the Khalil Cole versus Jesse Hart.
Yeah. Tell me
That was
about the. Tell me about that. Khalil Cole versus Jussie Hart. How you felt about that one? Controversial.
I don't know. I think Jesse Hart did enough to win it.
Yeah,
I
I thought
don't
so.
know. I'm not gonna lie though. They need to. That 7 pounds overweight. They need to pay him. Hopefully
Wait,
he
say it
got
again.
paid for that. I said
8 pounds. 8 pounds overweight.
they need to pay him for that. They need to pay him for that for sure. I hope he get paid for that.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. What about the main event? Andy Cruz versus Raymond Murataya. How you seen that one, bro?
I'm not gonna lie. I think Raymond Bertod did enough to pull it off. I don't think it was like one of the cards was 110 to 118. I don't think it was that far off, but it was
Yeah, that
like
was crazy. 118 to 110 was nasty work. I ain't
I
gonna lie.
say he won it by like 2 rounds. You know, he had think about Raymond Bertod that I've heard in the gym. I've heard people that I know people that spar him. He's a real deal. He could really fight. And these people I'll be talking to, they be like, man, that nigga's good. And I'm like, for real? He like, yeah, bro. They like, yeah, bro. Like, he could really fight. So I mean, he's at a pretty high level. So I do think he did enough to pull it off. Won it by like 2 rounds. Fufu Carrington is actually fucking crazy.
Yeah,
Fufu
I got
Carrington, that's a violation right there. That's a violation. Fufu Carrington,
Fufu
man.
character. It's crazy. I ain't gonna lie. That's crazy.
That's out of pocket.
All
That's
right,
out
hold on.
of
Let me ask you
pocket.
this before I get to the next caller. We got a couple callers in the queue. Before I get to the next caller, how do you feel about big? Yeah, I think I cut out.
You cut
How do
out.
you feel? How do you feel about the big fight happening next Saturday? Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez.
I ain't gonna lie, Shakur. I think Shakur just got it, bro. Shakur got it. I don't think it's gonna be easy though. Teofimo coming in shape. He ready to fight. He athletic. Teofimo a very versatile fighter. You know, when he comes on point, he comes on point. He'll come in there and he could really beat you. But to be honest, man, Shakur, all the things I heard about Shakur from certain people, the people who spar Shakur, they're like, man, that he wants to spar the best in the gym. He'll go 15 rounds with certain guys, and he'd be like, man, I want to fight the best. If you give him good work, he wants to spar you again. He don't avoid no work. He's ready to fight.
Yeah.
So I say Shakur, he's always trying to get out of his comfort zone. He's always trying to stay on top. So I say Shakur.
Okay. Yo, listen, man. Dimitri, I appreciate you pulling up. Tell us your Instagram again for everybody to check you out. You a pro, 1-0.
Yep.
Your Instagram.
All right. DIMITRIGROVER underscore. Dimitri Grover underscore.
Dimitri Grover underscore from the Bay Area or
Yep.
Alameda.
Yep. The Bay Area, Alameda, California. Next one up.
All right, we definitely gonna check for you, Dimitri. I appreciate you pulling up, bro. Thank you.
All right, for surely. Have a good one.
All right, salute. Nah, I ain't gonna lie. Y'all say he looked like Fufu Carrington. That is crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Fufu Carrington is insane. All right, let me get Clay. Clay, what's popping? Clay, what's going on, man?
What's good, family?
What's up, brother?
Good.
How are you, man?
Man, I'm good. I'm good. Good to see you back, man. You've been moving around, bro. I see you traveling. You moving around. You touching base everywhere. You building it up. What you got going on over there?
Man, it's been a lot happening. I got a couple of things to announce in the next couple weeks. Like
I feel like you do.
I'm making some moves, man. I'm just trying to make it happen, man.
I feel like you do, man. When I see you pop up, I'm like, because I see you working. You working. You just haven't been doing this, but you working. So I already know. I'm gonna wait like everybody else. I'm gonna wait.
Man, I appreciate it, bro. Talk to me, man. We had a lot to talk about today. First of all, did you see the fights last night?
Oh, definitely saw the fights last night. I mean, just keeping it boxing, right? Because I think the event was, you know what I mean? But the fights were good fights, especially the main event.
You thought the event was what? You ain't like the event?
I thought, man, I don't know, man. I don't know. It seemed kind of lightweight, empty in there a little bit. I don't know. What was it all about? What's going on? Was it? I don't know what it was all about. I don't know what to put. I can't put my finger on it, but it was real quiet, real short ring walks. The ring walks were like not.
Yeah, the ring walks was a little weird. I ain't gonna lie. I think Fountain Blue in Vegas is a little like, I don't know, smaller. It's a little, I don't know. But I understand what you mean by the ring walks, though. I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, nothing crazy, nothing that's even like conversation worthy, right? But just an observation. And more important is the fights that were on the card. Yo, man, I'm all about this new generation as well, bro. So shout out to Zay Quinn, shout out to Amari Jones. Yo, Amari Jones is a problem, bro. I don't know what they're gonna do with him.
I actually forgot to mention him, but I shouldn't have. That's my bad. Amari Jones looked good. That left hook, that jab,
that jab.
Amari Jones looked good.
They're gonna have to do something about him. I don't know what they're gonna do with him. I ain't gonna even lie to you. I don't know what they're gonna do with him, bro. Like, he's a problem for everybody. What was he fighting? Like 154 last night? Was that a 154 fight or like a catch weight?
No, I think he at 40.
Nah, he too big for 47. That's a giant.
Amari Jones. We got to look at that because that was a really good fight. And I thought he did a really good job, even though he didn't get the stoppage, but he did a really good job, bro.
This camera over my real piece.
Yeah, he had 154.
154, right?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he weighed in at 149. So yeah, he's at 154. Yep.
Okay, he's right. That's probably where he's gonna end up being at. So yeah, man, he's a young bull coming up. Zay Quinn, obviously, we know what Zay Quinn Moses is doing as well. He got challenged, a good fight, a good dance partner last night. I think he's gonna learn a lot from that. He's gonna take that home. Him, Moses, Shakur, whatever that team is over there, they're gonna have a lot to build off of, and he's just gonna get better, moving them the right way. But the main event,
hold on. Before the main event, get to the Khalil Cole versus Jesse Hart.
Yeah. Man, going into this fight, Khalil Cole was the future of the light heavyweight division. Not the main guy, but he was in the conversations with the Ezra, what's his name? Ezra Taylor, is that his name? Ezra Taylor from out in the UK. I can't remember what his last name is. But and with the Ben Whitakers and the you know, that next generation, Naji Lopez, right? That next generation of light heavyweights. Disappointment, man. And it hit hard, right? Like, it was just like, because 7.8 pounds is disrespectful to us as a fan.
Yeah.
It's disrespectful to the sport, and obviously super disrespectful to Jesse Hart. That changes the whole image of somebody when you see somebody do something like that. It's hard to look at him the same. I don't know what he does to bring it back. He didn't look good. Besides blowing the weight, he didn't look good in the ring. I don't know if he was trying to pace himself. Maybe he was out of shape a little bit. I don't know what the whole thing was. I thought it was real a good observation by Greg Hackett, speaking on the girlfriend thing. And you're bringing your girl everywhere with you. And I think that kind of speaks to the focus a little bit as well. And I don't know, man. I'm gonna keep an eye on him. I'm not impressed. It was a robbery. If that's what everybody's want my opinion on, 100%. I think the fight had its moments where it just looked messy. Jesse looked kind of tired as well. But at the end of the day, one person won that fight last night and somebody lost. And the judges didn't get it right at all. That was a horrible decision. I kind of felt bad for Jesse. I mean, I did. I felt bad for Jesse. But as far as the winner, Khalil, what are we expecting from him from here? What is Eddie Hearn expecting from him? What do you do with that? He was your co-main event. Obviously you had a lot of faith in him. How does Eddie look at it, and how does he get moved from here? Right? What's the next fight that gets made for him? Does he get served up to like a, I'm saying, for some food? Do you just serve him up to a Ben Whitaker, or serve him up to your best guy and kind of use him and then get him out of there? Or I don't know. We'll see what Eddie decides to do with him. But that's how I feel about that fight.
That's a great assessment. I was not impressed with Khalil Cole at all, man. I was like, hey man, I don't really want to see him again. To be honest, I have no desire to see Khalil Cole again. I thought Jesse Hart won. I don't think he was effective. Khalil Cole. I don't think he put in the extra work and the extra like when his guy was tired. He's the younger, fresher guy. He's the guy, like you said, was supposed to be in conversation with all these other guys at 175. And yeah, I'm not seeing it, man. So I totally agree with you, man. Let's get to the main event. Andy Cruz, Raymond Morataya. Raymond pulled off the W, man. What'd you think about it?
Good decision. The right guy got the win, first of all, because I hear some people talking about robbery. I don't get it. Close fight, though. If you felt like Andy won it, hey, close fight. That's how close fights go, right? But I thought I had it for 115, 113 for Raymond Morataya, right? The question going into this fight, and you spoke on it as well. I've been speaking on it a little bit, but I try to stay neutral on this, because I don't like really pointing fingers, but I did question the chemistry and whether or not Andy Cruz's place is, if Bozy Ennis is the right fit for him. I question that.
Why is that, brother? Tell me why. Break that down a little further. Why do you?
It's Andy's a boxer. He's slick. He moves. He's super athletic. That catching and shooting and sitting in there going back and forth with a puncher, and you heard Raymond Morataya talk about the power's just not there. He's like, look, that guy probably should be in a lower weight. Maybe it's the weight class. Maybe stay with Bozy, but go down to 130. I don't know what it is, but I feel like he's in danger when he's in the ring fighting the way he does. I feel like he's this close to just getting clipped, and I just feel like the right puncher is going to do something bad to him. We've seen him get hurt with Antonio Moran. We've seen him face a little bit of resistance from Omar Salcido. And, he's a great fighter, special. You can see it, but 6-0, he's kind of getting fast track because he's 30 years old. He's got to be careful with Andy. Whatever Bozy's doing, they got the data now. They got 12 full rounds in there. Watch the video, figure out what y'all want to do with him. But I don't know. I went into the fight questioning the chemistry. I questioned whether or not that was the right fit for him. But he did all right, man. He just didn't have the experience. Experience made the big difference at the end of the day. Raymond Morataya and Robert Garcia clearly been there before. They knew what to do. They knew when to turn it on. They understood how important the championship rounds were. And like you said, they turned it up, and they made the separation where it counted. And another thing is, with the pressure fighters, we just saw Dalton Smith run it with Subriel Matias, right? You saw how he handled the pressure. Very interesting approach, right?
Wow.
Smothering the pressure fighter, trading with him, making him go backwards, not allowing him to push you backwards, all with the idea of the judges, right? We don't want this to look the wrong way. There's arguments there to say that Andy Cruz was hitting Raymond Morataya with cleaner shots, right? He was cleaner, he was nice, but how did the body language speak to the judges as Andy's backing up, getting caught on the ropes, and and trying to get away at times? It looked like he was fleeting in a situation. How did the judges process that? We also saw Julian Rodriguez. Shout out to Super Boxing, right? And Julian Rodriguez,
great fight. That was a great fight. Cain Sandoval, Rodriguez,
yeah, right. And we saw how he dealt with the pressure. He was kind of in a similar situation, right? Would you say, like, you got this this Kane Sandoval pressing you nonstop. Julian found himself on the ropes a lot, but he was hitting them with clean shots too. But his shots were a little bit more powerful, a little bit more statement making. Like the shots were making statements every time he landed. You were like, "Oh, Sandoval's still standing, right? Like he's still standing, amazing." So that gave him credit. But these pressure fighters, I think these fighters have to be aware about that, right? They got to be aware about the conversation happening with the judges. There's a dialogue happening, right, Naji? There's a dialogue happening with the fighters in the ring and the judges, and you want that dialogue to have you looking good. Like I'm winning, right? You see what I'm doing? I'm implementing my game plan, and I'm controlling this fight. So that's something you got to pay attention to with Andy Cruz in the division. All these punches, he has to make sure that he's scoring. But this is not the amateurs, and that's what the amateurs do, right? I scored more points. Who landed more punches? Right? All that. And the pros, it's about perception. You got to sell it. You got to think about how it's looking. You got to do whatever you got to do. And we saw Dalton Smith make that important, right? Like he was tying him up a lot in the beginning. Why? Because you're not pushing me back. I know what the judges think it looks like when you're winning. And we're not going to have the judge see that tonight. Even though with the Alberto Puello fight, a lot of people feel like Puello won that fight, right? Yeah. But you're going backwards. And your back is on the ropes. And the judges have a hard time separating it at times. So you got to pay attention to that. I thought that was good. What do you think about the Zuffa event?
Man, hold on. Before I tell you that, the chat is always cooking. They called you Dame. Yeah. But they cook everybody, not just you.
I know. What they got? Who am I?
They called you Dame DoorDash. That's kind of funny. Dame.
Shout out to Dame, man.
Yeah, I like that.
Shout out to Dame.
But
Rockefeller, y'all.
You know what? I thought the Zuffa event, I thought it was good, man, especially for a first event. It's not easy to nail your first event and get it right. The couple of things that I liked and things that I didn't like. The things that I liked, number one, I thought the production was clean. I thought it looked clean. I like Andre on the broadcast. Andre Ward is one of my favorites as far as commentating is concerned. Max has been a little, I don't know, since he came back. I'm not sure.
Max has got a job to do, Naji. He's on. Yeah. He's been given an assignment, bro, and I'm sure he's getting paid very well for it.
But I like Max though. I don't want to say that.
Shout out to Max. He
definitely
like worked.
Max, but he been a little extra since he came back. But I like Max. So salute to that. But overall, I thought the production was clean. I liked the fact that they got to the fights. It wasn't a lot of space. It was like fight, 2 minutes, next fight. And I enjoyed that as a boxing fan. I think the things that I had to critique were, I didn't like the fact that they have uniform. It was the white shorts, black shorts, Zuffa logo. Like they don't let you insert your style. They don't let you put the flair on it. And I'm like, you got to give the fighters a chance to showcase who they are, why we should like them, give us a little bit of them. And it was like a little bit like a lot of boxing and not too much of them. And I feel like, especially if we're trying to captivate casual, us as hardcore fans, I could tell you a fan of it. You a real hard, you one of us, bro. So I can tell. But it's like for us, we're gonna watch everything. That's what we do. But I'm saying for the people, like I got friends in a group chat that they only watch it when it's like a big event. Right. For them, you got to do those little things, the intricacies, like the guys that, they coming out to certain music. They got a little flair with their shit. They getting the interview off where they could talk crazy. I think those are the things that kind of matter to casuals that I didn't see. But overall, for a first event, I don't think it was a bad event as far as the first one.
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I thought, first of all, I looked at it through the lenses of what you just said in the beginning. First event. Difficult to roll it out. And I think Dana, being the businessman, was using that event as an opportunity to make sure that his production, his team, that everybody was on the same page, working seamlessly. He wanted to give Andre Ward and Max Kellerman and Antonio Tarver and all those people that he hired, give him a chance to build that chemistry. Let me see how it looks. And if there's an issue, let's have an issue inside of a controlled, small environment. Let's not take it to the big stage and have fuck ups in front of 10,000 people, 15,000 people, whatever the number might end up being. So I kind of watched it. I kind of watched it on that level. I thought the fights were competitive. Obviously, shout out to Robert Merriweather. That's another up and coming fighter. I thought he did a great job on that card as well. Julian Rodriguez did a good job on that card as well. Yeah, they gotta make some improvements, and they will. The thing I think I like the best about it is I'm interested in seeing how the Dana White post-fight press conferences are going to roll out with the boxing community. That's something new. I don't think they're really used to, the way Dana coordinates that. Like, he sits down, he gives you numbers. This was the attendance. This was the number of viewership. This is what you know what I'm saying? He gives you and then he gives you an opportunity to speak to him. What do you got questions about? Well, you know, this, that, and the other. So when people like yourself get an opportunity to make it in those media days, right? You'll be able to ask those questions. What's up with the uniform? What's up with that? What's up with this? And Dana's always available to speak to that. And I think that's going to be something new. I like the fight bonuses. I thought that was an interesting thing to it.
I think Merriweather got a fight bonus. I think Dana White said, and then Julian. Is it Julian Rodriguez?
Yeah, Julian Rodriguez. Yeah, he got 100K.
Well,
he got 100K bonus. So so I like it. I liked it enough that I'll see you next week, Dana. You feel me? You got me locked in for next Sunday. Well, who is it? Ryo. I'll be there next Sunday, and I'll be looking at the way you deal with the data you got from Friday. Let's see how that translates into Sunday's event, right? Let's see what that translates into. But good boxing all weekend, man. Good shit, man. Shout out to the next generation, like I said, man. Zaquin, Omari, Robert Merriweather, Julian Rodriguez, all these up and coming guys, man. I'm glad there's a new platform for more boxers to get more fights, to add to the roster, to the roster of platforms we already have. More boxing for us, right? We win.
You right. Yo, you've been cooking tonight, brother. Well, first of all, everybody's saying they like your background too. Tell me, it looks like you got a channel, man. Like, this is a professional background. Tell me what's your channel, man? Shout it out.
Claymore Rain, right? That's it. You look it up, Claymore Rain on YouTube.
Claymore Rain? Yeah,
Claymore Rain. CLAYMORE, and then rain like the water, RAIN. Yeah, make sure you subscribe. We just hit 3,000 subscribers.
Claymore RAYN, Claymore Rain.
Yes.
And you on YouTube?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, let me put that up, man, because you've been cooking, bro. I want to support you, man. Make sure y'all tune in. Claymore Rain.
No. I got you. I'm gonna take care of it. Hold on. I got you.
Put it in. Hold on. You said you just hit 100,000 subscribers.
No, 3,000. Oh, but thank you. I received that. I received that though.
Yeah, Clay. Yeah. They fucking with you in the chat. They saying they subbed. They saying Clay legit. I mean, they also saying you look like TD Jakes, but you know my chat, they just cook people. So
won't he do it? Hey man, listen, man.
Yes, he will.
Hey, I ain't mad, man. You could have called me worse. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to TD Jakes, man.
Yo, thank you, brother, for pulling up, man. I'm actually subscribed to your channel as well, man. I thought you were cooking. You gave some great insight, great energy, man. Claymore, thank you very much for your time, brother. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you. Peace, man.
All right, later. Nah, come on, man. Claymore. I like Claymore, man. Hold on. Let me subscribe to his channel. He was cooking. I was rocking with him. Y'all say you look like TD Jakes and Dame DoorDash. I ain't gonna lie. Dame DoorDash is nasty work. Hold on. Claymore Rain Boxing. All right. I just subscribed. Claymore Rain. I subscribe, bro. Claymore Rain, man. Salute. Keep doing your thing, brother. Yo, next one up, man. Come through, man. I got a couple more. I got some more time, man. Come through before I get up out of here. My girl giving me the look. She like, babe, what's up? You know what I mean? Yo, listen, man. Come on before I get up out of here. I got a couple people, man. Claymore Rain, salute to you, brother. Clay be calling the fights live. Y'all sleep. Oh, y'all know Claymore Rain. Okay. Claymore Rain, that's my Aki. Clay be cooking on this channel. Yeah, salute, man. Say it again, boo. Who said that? Oh, Alexa, unlaced. Alexa, it's Sunday. Come on. Yeah, all right, yo, come on, man. Let's get it, man. I got a couple more left in me before the Schmoolio starts taking effect. Let me get, yo, Pooh, turn your camera on, Pooh. I got Pooh and Jay in here. Pooh and Jay. Yo, Pooh, what's popping, man?
What's good, bud?
Yo, man, how you living, bro?
Shit, blessed, brother.
Man, talk to me. Did you see the fights last night?
Great card. Feel me? Yeah, man. Just two amazing athletes went out there and did their shit. You feel me? I wasn't surprised about how the judges, called it. I mean that fucking
That was
118, 110,
nasty.
but that was crazy.
That
Tim
was
Tebow
nasty.
need to get the fuck out of the game, bro. For real, for real.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That was nasty. 118, 110, disgusting.
But yeah, I definitely seen Ray being more aggressive, like from the jump of the fucking fight. Bro was at Andy the whole time. You feel me? He was pushing him back on the ropes. Went to the body, did amazing work to the body. All them boys over there, RGBA, bro. They got good training coming from Robert, bro, and good advice. You feel me? And it's really like a family. You feel me? They treat everybody with respect, and it's a family over there, and everybody's close knit, and they got something really good over there. He's in my books. He's definitely up there for trainer of the year for sure. Not saying that there ain't other good trainers, like fucking Bo Mac and Bozy, but every time Robert's put up with some motherfucking shit, his people come to fight and they make him look good. Yeah, they make him look good for sure.
Now they said you sound like Ray J. Are you from LA?
Nah, I'm out here in Phoenix, bro. AZ.
Okay, AZ. Okay, he from Arizona, y'all. Not he not from LA. Well, how did you feel overall about the fight? You know what I'm saying? Raymond Morataya versus Andy Cruz. How did you feel about the fight?
Truthfully, bro, it looked like from the weigh-ins, bro. It looked like fucking Ray was too big for Andy to handle. You feel me? And how he said in the presser and shit and behind the scenes when he was in the locker room, he said, I don't know how my eyes look like this because I didn't feel none of his punches. Nigga, before the fight, you could tell his shoulders was broader and his just natural frame was bigger than Andy Cruz. You feel me? Andy's a great boxer though, and an amazing pedigree in the amateur background, all that. That's all factual. But bro, you only have 6 fights as a professional. You look at fucking Lomachenko. He had 300 something amateur fights, and bro still faced adversity in the pros, but that's what they say, styles make fights. There was one, I don't know if it was Biz or that motherfucking nigga Aki, but one of them niggas said that Andy only got the 1-2. And that was true. Last night he was only doing the 1-2. You feel me? He wasn't really putting a lot of combinations together, which he could have. That probably would have put a little sway on things in the rings because Ray was coming with everything.
Hold on, Pooh. You saying yo, Pooh.
Yo.
Yeah, my nigga Pooh. Hold up, Pooh. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hold on, what's up, Pooh? Now? Hold up. Let me take out a little. Hold up, Pooh. You saying that you ain't feel like Andy was given he wasn't really given more variation on his punches?
Right. I feel he probably had it in him, but he didn't dig deep enough in his tool bag, bro. He could have pulled out more stuff out of his arsenal to sway the fight. Because from the start of the fight, bro, Ray he took control center of the ring. You feel me? He was more aggressive and coming at him, hitting him with everything. You feel me? And I would say for Ray to just work on angles. You feel me? Get a little better footwork and shit. Tighten up the defense up top because bro was catching him up top. You feel me? To the head and shit.
So where do you feel like Andy Cruz goes from here, bro? Is he still there amongst the elites? Does he have to rebuild?
Of course. No, of course, bro. He's definitely a prize fighter for sure. He just need to get some more fights under his belt. He's definitely still in the run for a title shot. Being that he's only had 7 professional fights, he's that skilled. He's that skilled. I know everybody's seen the video of Keyshawn and his homie after the fact with the belt and doing all that.
What do you think about that? What do you think about that?
Man, look, man, I fuck with Key the long way, bro. A dog for real. But he's still young, bro. And this motherfucker that's in this fight game, Like, yeah, that's cool and all, but once you get in there with a real elite, it's gonna be different, brother. It's gonna be like who he done fought besides
Oh,
Pedraza
I
and
thought the Medueno guy was alright though. Medueno was alright though.
yeah, but is
You
he
ain't sound
elite?
convinced. You ain't sound convinced, nigga.
Is he elite?
Nah, not elite. Nah, he not elite.
Right.
He's a
That's what
good
I'm saying,
challenge. He's
bro.
a good challenge, but he's not elite. No.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and as far as the whole him and Core not fighting, bro, as soon as they see that check, if Turkey get involved and he want them to fight, they gonna fight, bro.
Oh, you think so? You think so? I don't think so,
For
man.
sure. For
So.
sure. Nigga, if you not my blood brother, I don't give a fuck about all that. It's my boy, it's my day. Nigga, we can get it in.
Hold on, but they said, because I heard Keith say, listen, when I was dealing with mental health and I was in a mental home, Shakur was the only guy there for me. So he's like, man, we ain't fighting.
I feel it, bro. That's life though, nigga. Everybody going through something. The next nigga is sitting right next to you. This nigga could have lost his whole family in a massacre type shit the next day. But motherfucker's still gonna go through life, bro. You still gotta push through that shit.
Yeah. Nah, that's a fact. I feel you.
There's
All right.
no excuses.
On the last but not least, man, give me before I get to I got a couple other calls, but how do you feel? Big fight happening next Saturday on Shakur Street with Lopez. How you seeing it, brother?
I'm the one that's always rooting for the underdogs, bro. So I got T.O. over Core. I got Jermaine putting belt to ass on Keyshawn. You feel me?
Belt to ass,
Shushu
Pooh?
on that card too.
Ass, Pooh?
Yeah, no, hey, Jermaine's the truth, bro. He ain't no fucking chump.
Nah, he not.
Jermaine ain't no chump, bro. And he really got power too. Keyshawn said he got power. Nigga, this your first fight at 140. You fighting a dude that's been there. You feel me? Who done fought elite level motherfuckers already. You ain't fought no Loma. You ain't fought fucking T.O. You feel me? Like, it's gonna be a good fight.
Yeah, I agree. It's gonna be a good fight, my nigga. It's definitely gonna be a good fight.
I got T.O. If T.O. can stay focused and try not to sell the fight for the fans, because that's exactly what he gonna do, bro. Because Core, I ain't gonna say he gonna be a runner because I got fucking roasted on last time I was up here. Motherfuckers like, oh, this nigga saying Shakur's a runner. Look, bro, if he don't get on that bike and do all the moving and shit, and he really want to bang, if you bang with T.O., my nigga, T.O.'s gonna catch him with something.
I don't know, Pooh. That Shakur is a different type of guy, Pooh.
It's the defense. You feel he's the best defensive fighter in the game. You can't take that from him, you know. Which is great, you know, that comes with boxing. You know, you gotta have the defense to have a good offense, and his offense is right there with it, you know. But this would be, in our reality, this would be Core's first time fighting an elite fighter too.
I agree with you on that.
You
I
feel
can't
me?
I go back with that. This is Shakur's first time fighting an elite, like one of them guys. This is
No, for real. Hey, Naji. Hey, you know what's crazy? My little partner, we was at the little bar last night watching the fights and shit, and he was like, "Man, bro, I keep trying to tell these mofos if that fool Ryan just took the shit serious and stopped worrying about the internet, he'd be better than all of them." And I had to think about it, and I was like, you know what, bro? You might be for real serious on that, because hey, Ryan done fought them all already, bro. He done fought Tank, he done fought Haney. You feel me? Now he about to fight Mario Barrios. If Ryan didn't focus on the internet and social media and really took the boxing, how he takes the social media, like real serious, and tightened up on his defense, because Ryan's defense is horrible. You know, his defense is horrible. He do the lean back shit and the silly shell and all that. But if he really got and he keeps switching trainers, you know, if he stayed with one trainer and really buckle down and focus, Ryan would be a problem, bro, because he's naturally gifted. He's the fastest puncher. You feel me? He's the fastest puncher, and he could crack. Bro could crack. Ryan could crack.
He's fast. I agree with you on that. He definitely fast. Oh, so you got Ryan beating Barrios?
I do. I do.
Okay.
If he's been locked down and taking his training seriously, bro, I actually do, and that says a lot because Barrios don't take no fight as a game. He come in serious every fight.
I don't know. The Pacquiao fight was a little.
That was because he was giving Pac the respect. You feel me? Of fighting a legend. You know, like nigga, I grew up watching you and shit. You feel me? So I get it, but it's like at the same time, nigga, you're the champion. This nigga is fighting you for your belt. You feel me? You got to take this shit serious. You know, I feel it, given the respect. But there was a couple times in that fight where he could have took Pac-Man out of there.
I agree. They saying Barrios the worst champion in boxing. Damn.
That's them casuals that don't know boxing, bro. Like, it's cool. Everybody got their own opinion and shit. You feel me? But Barrios is a good fighter, bro, and he's a good champion. And then you got to look at the landscape in the division that who's in 140. You feel me? Or 47.
Yeah, I'm about to say 40 got some guys. 47 ain't like that. You're right.
Right.
For real. All right, yo, Pooh, I appreciate you pulling up, good brother. Thank you, man. Thank you, for real.
Yep.
Salute. Why y'all say he looked like Martin Bacall? Y'all niggas is wilding tonight, man. Come on, don't do that. He look like Bacall. All right, let me get Jay first. Jay, I'm just going in line. Jay, and then, my London brethren, beat a slob on their head. All right, let me get Jay first. Let me get Jay. What's popping, Jay?
What's good, Naji? You can hear me?
Yo, loud and clear, man. What's up, man? How you living?
Let me put my headphones in. Hold on.
All right.
You hear me now?
I ain't gonna lie, y'all said my son looked like Bacoli. That was crazy.
Yeah, I think these shit's broken. But no, the fight, you can hear me, right?
Yo, loud and clear, bro. What's up, man?
All right, the fight, bro, like, so I'm gonna start with Jesse Hart and Cole. I felt like they robbed Jesse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I was saying
that
it
was
earlier.
nasty. They robbed him, bro. They robbed him.
Yeah, it was politics. You feel me? He missed weight. Jesse was dealing with the flu. That was the initial fight they were supposed to fight. Cole had a head injury. Then Jesse kept training in the gym, caught the flu. Was no excuse, came in. Buddy came in 8 pounds. Jesse say, fuck it, I'm gonna slide you some cash. We gonna still fight. The fight happened. He got slammed. Cool point got taken away. 94 to what is it? 94 to 94. That's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see a round where Cole actually won. If anything, it would have probably been like 7-3. You feel me? Like 7-3 Jesse way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cruz and Maratala, I always said I felt like Cruz should be fighting at 130. But I don't want to give him no excuse though. You know what
Why
I'm saying?
everybody say that now? I feel like
Because
everybody's saying that now. I ain't really
but,
heard that before, but everybody's saying that he should be at 130. Why?
because his physique, if you look at his physique, bro, he has a smaller frame. Like, look at Loma. Was Loma supposed to be fighting at 135? Let's just be real. Loma's a 130 fighter.
From a size point of view, no, but he got the skills. You know what they say, when you got skills, you could move up.
Yeah, but okay, let me ask you a question, right? And Claymore said it on your shit earlier.
Yeah, salute to Claymore.
It almost looked like, bro, he could have got knocked out. But at the end of the day, I know Cruz got good feet work. You know what I'm saying? He got good defense. And his movements are, you know what I'm saying, it's elite. But as Mortales says, his punches wasn't really affecting him. But you can't really say that because of his face. You get what I'm saying? But I feel like he could go to 130 and win some shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel like if you go to 130, you could probably see Cruz and Raymond Ford. That would be a good fight.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, Jay, hold up. You might be cooking right now. Hold up. Andy Cruz versus Ray Ford?
Ray Ford, that would be a good fight. You know what I'm saying? You got and those are two names at 130 that I felt like would sell tickets. You know what I'm saying? Cruz got a good fan base. He gonna bring that Cuban, you know what I'm saying, that Cuban fans. And Ray Ford, if I'm not mistaken, he from Jersey and he's in Houston right now training with Shakur. So I feel like that could be a good card. You know what I'm saying? Or you could see Andy Cruz and Shock. You could see Andy Cruz and Shocky. That would be a good fight too.
You can't mention 130 without talking about Shock. Shock is the guy. He's the guy.
Right. So that would be a good fight. I feel like, but I don't want to say because he lose one time at 135, he should go down. But as you see his frame, you get what I'm saying? His frame, as you could tell, like he looked like, and even Eddie Hearn said it, he looked like he could make 130. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure he'll be successful at 130. Mortala moving up, vacating the IBF belt, moving up to 140. Um, I would like to see Mortala versus Hitch.
Oh, Mortala versus Hitchens?
Yeah, I like to see that because I feel like Mortali, he's not wild. Like the person who Hitch about to fight Oscar Duarte, if everything goes well, Mortali, his pressure is precise. It's like he's not just pressuring like Pitbull and Oscar Duarte. When he pressuring, it's the reason why he's pressuring. And then he got a great coach in his corner like Garcia. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like that would be a really good fight. That would be a really good fight. But Hitchens saying he want to move up to 147, but I feel like it's a lot of, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of guys at 140, 147 a little weak right now, to be real with you. It ain't really no buzz like that at 147. You get what I'm
I'm not
saying? But
mad. I'm not mad at you. You know what? I'm not mad at you with that fight. I kind of like that actually. You know what I'm saying?
um another fight, Shakur and Tio, right? Well, I'm gonna go below that. I'm gonna go to the undercard. Jermaine Ortiz versus Keyshawn Davis. Now, with that fight, first of all, I want to see if Keyshawn gonna make weight. That's one,
Are
right?
you
So
are you hold on, you basing this off of the Della Santos situation?
no, 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 no. I'm just saying like discipline. If his mind is there, you know what I'm saying? Because we're not gonna act like Keyshawn mind don't be flip flopping, right? We're gonna say if his mental
Mm,
is there. You know what I'm saying? Shit could be disguised. You get what I'm saying? You could show something else, but you really feel in a different way. You know what I'm saying? You could tell somebody you good, but are you really good? You know what I'm saying? So I gotta
right.
see it. I gotta see the press conference. I gotta see how his body language is. You know what I'm saying? His traits, how he moving, how he talking. You feel me? Cool. Um, Jermaine Ortiz is a very seasonal fighter. He's only 29, so it's not like he's old as fuck. He been in there with good, you know what I'm saying, good opponents. He been there with Tio, been in there with Loma. Um, this the best fighter Keyshawn gonna fight on his
Mm.
resume, hands down. Nair Albright, it's up in the air between him and Jermaine Ortiz, but I feel like Ortiz, he said something on when he was interviewed with what's his face, Roy Jones and Andre Ward, and he said Keyshawn haven't shown me anything I haven't seen before. You could agree to disagree. When you've been in the ring with Tio, right, and you've been in the ring with Lomachenko, people who can move around, I feel like Keyshawn can win, but I don't feel like it's going to be an easy win. I wouldn't even mind sharp if it's a draw. It could be a draw. You get what I'm saying? Because Ortiz, the thing with Ortiz is he moves his feet and he doesn't allow you to just flush him. You get what I'm saying? He won like when he fought Tio, it was hard for Tio to just try to hit him. You know what I'm saying? But the thing I don't like about Ortiz, you don't let your hands go enough. I want
Right.
to see if
I
if
agree.
him and Keyshawn gets in the middle of the ring, can you put some combination together? Can you take and give? That's what I want to see. Because Keyshawn could take, and he could give too. You get what I'm saying? But when it comes to the footwork, Jermaine got better footwork. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like that could be, if Keyshawn beat Jermaine Ortiz, I'll give it to him. You get what I'm saying? Because Jermaine Ortiz, a lot of people sleep on him. You know what I'm saying? He's a good fighter. Um, Popsicle
Yeah,
from Class Act.
yeah. They saying you got they saying you got an accent. You from the island. That's the accent.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So so my mom is from the UK and my dad is from Jamaica. So I was born in Jamaica, raised a little bit in the UK, and then I came here
Hold on. You lived in the UK?
a little bit in Manchester, a little bit, but I was raised in Jamaica though. I was born in Jamaica, raised in Jamaica, stayed there for a
Are
little
you
bit.
from the yard? You from the yard?
Yeah, my yard man.
Okay. Now
um,
you was cooking. You was cooking though. Keep going. You cooking.
Shakur and Tio. Now this is what I will say, right? And I'm always on G shit. I think, and I'm gonna give Greg his flowers. I feel like Greg is a tremendous coach, and I feel like when he gets a fighter, he can build his own. It's a wrap. It's a fucking wrap because the nigga know boxing, and a lot of people was hating on him when he was criticizing, Norman Jr. But it
Yeah.
wasn't criticizing; it's just critiquing. And I feel like a lot of people they can't take, what I'm saying, criticism, and it's not really bad criticism. It's like educational criticism, right? And it's like Greg know his shit. And then, you know what I'm saying? And listening into the corner and hearing how he was telling Jesse, and Jesse was going out there, it was a robbery. But you know what? I wish G the best. I was tuned in because I always wanted to hear how he is when he's actually coaching. I'm always listening to Greg on the podcast, but I needed to see if that shit translate when you actually has a fighter and you're actually coaching somebody. And that shit
That's the
is
fact.
eye opening. It was eye opening because like everybody's gonna roast him because of his record. You get what I'm saying? But sometimes the not so good professionals are great instructors. And I'm gonna
I
give the
think
nigga his
most
flowers.
times, Yo, Jay, most of the time, like even when I look at the NBA, when Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, the guys that was the top uh players was
Right.
coach, they wasn't that good. It be the guys that was like the middle, the guys that was like side, and they coaches, they be better than the stars.
Facts. Like look at Greg Popovich. Sorry as fucking basketball. Look at
Yeah,
Eric Spoelstra. Sorry as fuck for the Miami Heat, but great coach. Took an 8
you're
seed
right.
Miami Heat to the NBA championship with no stars. So it's like they become great coaches. I think that with boxing sometimes, bro, is that these judges, you got these judges who you don't know what they do on their day off. And I feel like it fucks the sports up because I don't see what Cole did, and I'm not trying to revert back to I don't see what Cole did that make the judge even feel like it's a fucking tie, 94-94. I don't see what the judge could have saw and make it feel like it's a tie. You get what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
it's boxing and shit happen. Now to the Shakur and Tio fight.
yeah, break it down.
Um, people might disagree with me because you know Shakur is the fucking favorite, and I love Shakur as far as a person. I feel like I could tell Shakur is a very genuine person, bro. You know what I'm saying? And as a boxer, tremendous. But this is what I'm scared of, right? Tio is a fighter where he's kind of like Keyshawn, but not too fucked up. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what you're gonna get from Tio, and that's the tricky part about it because when Tio fought Claggett, you was like, what the fuck? The fuck is going
Yeah,
on, right? When he fought Claggett, it was down here because I live in Miami. When he fought Claggett, it was down here. But then when you saw Tio fight Barbosa, you said, oh shit. Like he's actually having fun in the ring. You get what I'm saying? I think when he fought Claggett, I think he was still trying to dispute with his son, getting custody of his son. And sometimes that shit could mess up your mental. You get what I'm saying? Um, Shakur is gonna win the fight, but it's not gonna be an easy fight. I don't care what nobody say. You could have all the defense in the world. They both sparred each other and they both been around each other for years. You get
yeah,
what I'm saying? They both been around each other for years. Just like when Lamont fought fucking Tank. They've been around each other camp for years. You get what I'm saying? Tio is gonna get Shakur with some shots, but what shots you gonna get Shakur with? That's the question. What can you hit Shakur was gonna actually land and make Shakur think? Because Shakur is like a fucking computer. You get what I'm saying? He already knows what to do before you even do it. And he's not gonna allow you to do it, right? He's not gonna allow you to do it because he's one step ahead of you. So the question I got for Tio is you said you gotta break through the Philly shell, but what you gonna do to break through the Philly shell? What can you do to pressure Shakur? Are you gonna cut off the ring? You get what I'm saying? Are you gonna rough it up? Are you gonna make the fight, you know what I'm saying? Are you gonna make the fight dirty? You get what I'm saying? I think to throw Shakur off, you gotta do something that he haven't seen before. And I don't think Shakur haven't seen anybody like Tio yet. But I feel like the people who he's sparring is gonna help him beat Tio. You get what I'm
mm,
saying? Because if I'm not mistaken, you sparring Keyshawn and you
yeah.
sparring Avon Brad. What is his name? Avon Bradley? Avon Brady. Avon Brady. Something like that, right?
He's
Brady?
part Terrence Crawford too.
Right. So you're sparring these great sparring partners, but I cannot write off Tio because when Tio is fucking focused, and right now Tio's feeling attacked, Tio have showed up. So if we're 8, 9 rounds into the fight and we sitting here, we like, yo, like this a tight fight, we can't be surprised. Because Shakur haven't fought nobody like Tio. Have Tio fought anybody who can move like Shakur? Yes, but he fought an undersized Loma. He took advantage of Loma. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Shakur has a bigger frame, wider shoulders a little bit. You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying he's a huge dude, but he's going up to 140. And Devin Haney said something that's very interesting. A lot of people think because you move up in weight, you don't have power. I disagree. I disagree. If Shakur get adjusted to that 140, don't mind sharp. Shakur might get Tio with a shot. What kind of buzz him a little bit? Nobody ever expected Haney to buzz fucking Norman. Nobody
I
never
didn't expect
expected
that. You're
that.
right. You're
So
right. I didn't expect that, Jay. You're right.
the one thing I notice about Tio is that when he's moving his fucking head and acting like a fucking monkey, you know what I'm saying? Like moving around in the fucking ring, he likes to keep his hands down. And then Shakur is quick. So if he hit him with that shot and it buzzed him, would Tio keep doing what he's doing? But at the same time, Tio has a great coach. Shakur has a great coach. It's a 60-40 fight, but I wouldn't be surprised if Tio wins. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm.
don't think Shakur is gonna fight Tio how he fought Zepeda, because Zepeda is nothing compared to Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah.
Nothing
Well,
compared to Teofimo Lopez.
completely different styles.
Right. Take the racism out of it, because I know Tio is racist to me. I'm just speaking boxing. I give the man his credit. He's a good boxer. I give the man his credit. He's a great professional boxer, right? But at the end of the day, bro, it's hard to crack that defensive style, and it's hard to and like I said, it's just hard to hit your core. Now the other fights, as far as I got Josh Kelly for the upset.
Oh, Josh Kelly beating my boy B Murder. That's
I
B
think Tim Tszyu
Murder.
gave it to him. Tim Tszyu doesn't move his fucking head. YSM said something the other day, and sometimes I'm the type of person, I'm not gonna take your word for it. I'm gonna do my own research. And when I watch that fight, Tim Tszyu don't move his fucking head. He doesn't
True.
move his fucking head.
That's true.
So it was like you're there to get hit like a fucking pinata. You're there to get hit. Josh Kelly is gonna box him to death. Nobody expected Dalton Smith to beat fucking Buddy, right? Y'all said it was
Yeah.
gonna be a massacre, but look what happened. The
Yeah.
unexpected can happen. It can happen. You feel me? Another fight. I hope Shushu wins. I want Shushu to win. I think it's a couple more fights. I think it's a couple. Xander Zayas and I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Xander. I'm not a fan. And he actually used to train in Davie, not too far from my house. But I'm not a fan of Xander. I feel like Xander talk too much.
You don't like Xander Zayas, man?
Nah, I want him to stay so Boots could get his ass, but I'm not a fan, bro. I'm really not a fan. Josh Kelly, like I said it here first. I feel like Josh Kelly could give him the Russian some problems if he just box and stay on the outside. What do you know about that Russian besides that Tim Tszyu fight?
Um, yeah, I'm gonna be honest. That was really the first time I felt like, all right, this guy, you know what I'm saying? Like he did it.
So, and
I did see his last fight versus what's his name? Jack
but I ask people all the time, you gonna be scared to fight this nigga because he beat up one nigga? One nigga who was questioning himself. Zoo was in there fucking touching his head with his glove because he was already paranoid that he's already bleeding. So you already going into the fight that, damn, I don't want to get hit like that
Yo, but
again.
this guy got like 23, 24 fights and damn near 20 knockouts though.
What does
I
that
think
mean? What does that mean? Munguia got a whole bunch of fucking wins and knockouts. Who the fuck Munguia fought? We didn't know who the fuck Munguia fought until he fought Canelo and got dropped.
yeah,
I'm just asking. When you fight a boxer, I ain't gonna lie. I think a lot of people sleeping on Josh Kelly. Keep him on the outside, box. I think you could win the fight. I think you could take it to the scorecards and win the fight. What did Tim Tszyu did as soon as the fight started? Tim Tszyu don't move his head and he's fucking stiff as a brick. Tim Tszyu is stiff. He's stiff. So it's like we just gonna be real. Josh Kelly's not Boots will beat Josh Kelly, but I don't think Josh Kelly's a horrible fighter. I think that's gonna be a very interesting fight. I feel like Josh Kelly could win. I'm not gonna lie to you.
okay. I'm not mad at you, man. Yo, Jay, I appreciate you pulling up, man. You was cooking tonight, bro. Thank you, man. For real.
All right, Naji, bro. Bless, homie.
All right, salute. All right. Yeah, I'm about to wrap up, man. I gotta pee, man. Shmulio got a nigga. You know what I mean? All right, let me get this is my boy right here. My London brethren right here, man. This my guy. B the sly one. Yo, B, what's popping, man?
Yo, not what you saying?
Yo, B, what's going on, bro?
Nah, nothing, man. You know, man, just chilling, man. Get, you know what it is, man. Getting ready before man fucking flies out to this whatever they call this Lopez fight next week.
Oh, you going? You gonna be in New York?
Obviously, come on.
Okay,
Okay,
my son is
bro,
wild.
you probably don't have me in a grab in it because you have to know I'm always at the big fights. Whenever there's a big fight, I'm there.
Okay, be the slide one, man. All right, well, let's start with that, man. What do you think, man? Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez, biggest fight so far 2026. How you feeling?
I'm gonna keep it real. Like I've been thinking the more and more. I'm not gonna go as far as to say that Shakur's gonna stop him because I still think that's still a bit of a stretch, and I feel like Teofimo might try and come up better. But I feel like he's gonna run into something. So you know, basically the same way how Devin Haney dropped Norman is the same way people's reactions are gonna be like when Shakur drops Teo. And I'm just saying that because I didn't have Devin dropping Norman, so like it's gonna be exactly like that. So
Why are you saying that? What makes you feel like that?
Because one thing you can't really change with certain people. They say it's a thing like a leopard don't change its spots, and the thing with that is like Teofimo Lopez has got this bad habit of always keeping his hand down, so that's where he's more likely to go and get tagged. And the thing with it is, just one thing when that happens, but it's another thing when you're reckless. And by reckless, I mean like like when he can't pin down someone because of their footwork and stuff, and then before you know it, he runs into something because obviously he's not got the best emotional control in the ring. We've seen him when he gets frustrated against people like Sandor Martin, getting knocked with off balance shots. We've seen him struggle against Jermaine Ortiz, both southpaws and that. So I feel like Shakur's obviously more skilled than him. So I feel like he's gonna run into something because I just feel like he just can't change that.
I'm not mad at that. Sandor Martin dropped him once, but really it could have been twice. That check right hook was working for Sandor Martin all night.
Yeah, and everyone sees how easy that Teofimo Lopez just bruises up, so it's not gonna really be much of a surprise in that. And remember, people be saying, "Oh, Shakur pillow fisted" and all this sort of stuff, and he's not obviously got crazy power or something, but I feel like Shakur's gonna do more damage than he's supposed to, because obviously everyone's all got in their head that Shakur's gonna tap, run, whatever this, and obviously Shakur's obviously got that on his game plan to do that. But the thing is, Teofimo Lopez, I don't think his power is what has been at 140, because people forget he's only got like one knockout, and that was like against some random guy when he first moved up, one of them showcase fights and that.
Yeah, what was his name? Ocampo or something like that?
Yeah, that's it. I think it was Ocampo or something. Yeah. That's what I mean. Who's who? Who is that guy?
Slide, that's a good point, man. I think I do think that Teofimo's power is a bit overstated. When I say that, I don't mean that he doesn't have power. I think he does have power. I think he has more power than Shakur Stevenson. But I don't think that he's like this knockout puncher that is like, you know what I mean? Like this guy at 140 pounds is going to be knocking shit out. I don't think that. I haven't seen that at 140. I think that Shakur has more skills, but overall, I think Shakur is the more patient fighter. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think this fight is going to boil down to patience, right? And I said this, publicly in interviews before and leading up to the fight, but it takes a certain kind of fighter when the whole crowd is like, boo, and you stick to the game plan and do what you got to do. That's not easy. Everyone, it's not easy to know that you're in this fight and everyone wants you to do something. Everyone's expecting you to do something, and you don't do something outside of your character and outside of your game plan. Shakur Stevenson with the De Los Santos fight, I thought it was one of the most boring fights I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But he showed that he don't care and he will stick to a game plan if he has to do that. And I just don't know if Teo has the discipline to stick to the game plan in that way if things get difficult, if the crowd starts getting it, playing a factor, you know what I'm saying? And I just don't know how that's going to go. I think Shakur's mental toughness is going to play a factor in this fight.
Exactly, and that's exactly what I'm saying. See, you couldn't have even taken the words out better. That's exactly what I'm saying, because the thing that's what that also makes it clear is like I think that everyone's both seen the post-fight press conferences of Teofimo Lopez after the fight, you know, when he's all shouting, annoyed because obviously he couldn't deal with Jermaine Ortiz's movement. And then obviously when the Sandor Martin, do I still got it? I'm telling you, like, mentally, that's why I say that, like, that's why I say where Leopard can't change his spot. So all I'm telling people, don't be surprised. I'm not saying go bet on Shakur to knock him out, because I still can't see that happening, but I would love to see that shit live at MSG. But I'm like, don't be surprised if, like, even if he don't, I expect him to potentially drop him, but even if he doesn't, don't be surprised if he's able to back up Shakur. No, if Shakur's able to back up Teo at some point with his power. That's all I'm going to say to people. There shouldn't be. Because one thing as well, a lot of people that have all been talking about his power, but deep it, who did Teofimo really knock out at 135? Like, deep it. Like, I feel like the one that got overstated, if I was to be real to you, is Richard Comey. And Richard Comey hasn't got crazy punch resistance. Like Lomachenko could have finished him in the 7th round when they fought years later after. So, like, for me, I feel like his power's overstated. If I was to be real to you, do you know who's genuinely got power? The fight that happened yesterday, and that was with even though there was no knockdowns, but Raymond Muratalla and Andy Cruz. You can tell he's got genuine power. Like, that might be a fight. Like, if they were to ever unify 135 after Shakur beats Teo, because he's gonna beat Teo. Like, after, then I can see, okay, maybe Shakur might move around and do all that sort of stuff. Because I feel like Muratalla doesn't have the volume of a Zepeda, but he hits harder. So that might be one where I might see Shakur move around and stuff. But if I was to be real, I feel like that should be Shakur Stevenson's next fight. And I feel like he should fight in because I think it's important for Shakur to obviously build his brand and stuff. And I feel like he should fight that. Is it Puerto Rican? Because I think it's New York and the Puerto Rican parade or something like that.
Well, tell me about that, man. How did you see that fight, Muratalla versus Andy Cruz?
I thought it was a great fight, you know, like, it was a good tactical chess match. Like, I thought Andy Cruz earlier was doing better at picking certain shots, but the more and more, like, Muratalla's pressure was just relentless. I felt like because he just had no respect for Andy Cruz's power. Like, Andy Cruz has some good stuff and all of that, but Muratalla came there determined or something, because I could even see it in his face and what was the thing, like, in a build-up before it even happened. And for some reason, sometime I should have put a little something on that, a little bet on it, but I was just like, I don't know. But he looked so, you know, like the sometimes when you look at a fighter and you're like, no, this guy ain't phased. This is not like he's thinking, I could lose this. No, he came in there like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna take this. What, you lot all underrating me, because he was mad crazy underdog. He was like, you're gonna watch or something. You think I'm one of those the typical slow Mexican fighter that's not going to keep her footwork? He's like, no, I'll show you that I know how to close stuff off, be able to pick up my shots. I've been able to, and he did well because he countered Cruz. Like, Cruz obviously did his best and all that sort of stuff. Hitler, no one would. I feel like they're both certain. Like, how'd I put it? They both respected each other's skill set, but Raymond Muratalla was able to show that, listen, this is the pros, and obviously what is the amateurs. Like, there's a bit of a difference to it. The only thing, one thing I wouldn't have liked though was clearly what kind of happened after the fight. I feel like, as much as I'm a big fan now of Keyshawn Davis, and I'm mostly looking forward to him probably knocking out Jermaine Ortiz next week, it was doing a bit too much with all of that celebrating. Like, it's just like, you want to be the guy that beats him, not someone else. You want to be, don't get me wrong, Andy Cruz talked mad shit to him. So he's obviously got a right to obviously a certain way, talk a bit shit. But I feel like, he's doing a bit too much now. You like all that belt to thing. Like, it would look funny. It would look funny if he was the one who done it. But when you're not, and it's not like Raymond Muratalla is like your homie or something, like, it's a Shakur Stevenson. It's just like, bro, like, you want to be that guy that does that sort of stuff. Because this is not like, it's a standard rivalry or something. I would want to beat a guy that's beat me 4 times, amateurs or not. Someone that's got 4 W's over me or something. I'm not going to try and be celebrating the next man's win. For me, that's a bit weak. But, you know, like I said anyway, like, he's got to show what he's got to do in the ring with Jermaine next weekend. And I feel like I've got him stopping him, because I feel like Keyshawn Davis feels important to put on a statement. Like, he might have obviously all those outside the ring trouble, his personal troubles and all that sort of stuff. But I feel like Keyshawn Davis, he really said he wanted to be on this card. He's got his wish to be on this card. And I feel like he's going to really show out. If anything, I feel like he's probably going to steal the show when they fight next weekend. Him or Bruce Carrington. But I feel like he's going to... I feel like it's him. I think I've got him.
Well, Slide One, let me ask you this. Last question. If Shakur, because Raymond Muratalla, he's called out Shakur since he won. He's like, I want the winner of Shakur and Teo. If Shakur was to win this Muratalla fight, How do you see that one going?
What if Shakur Murtala?
Yeah.
I see Shakur winning by decision, but I feel like Shakur would obviously. I feel like he'll do. It'll be a mix. It will literally be a mix of the Zepeda and the De Los Santos fight. So as in like knowing that he can take advantage is obviously the speed difference. He'll obviously hit his obviously throw some combinations where he'll stand and trade, but then he'll move because he'll feel like, oh, I don't really want to really be touching feeling the powers necessarily. I know how it feels to get hit by Zepeda. Obviously, Zepeda's the volume, and you have to remember Zepeda did as much as I like Shakur, the fighter. He did mark him up because you know what nobody means when a guy after a fight be wearing sunglasses and all that sort of to hide their face. Normally, it means obviously got a few marks and stuff, but
Yeah.
But for me, that's how I kind of see that one going. But I feel like you see, like what Raymond Murtala said. Like I said, if it's at 135 to unify for the IBF belt, then obviously Shakur should obviously go fight him. But if Raymond Murtala is trying to move up to 140, then I feel like Shakur is probably better off fighting either a Gary Anton Russell or Hitchens if the money's right. But I feel like Shakur should fight in Puerto Rican thing, put his camp in Puerto Rico, because I feel like this is time where he needs to kind of build a fan base. Because a lot of people always said that, oh, this guy always talks about tank. That's how it is. And for the most part, he did. And I feel like that's because he genuinely believed he thought he was getting that fight. But now this is time to step out the shadows to try and be his own star. And it starts with him putting a boxing masterclass to beat the hell out or beat the shit out of Teofimo Lopez. Let's keep it a buck.
I agree with you, man. Yo, B, I appreciate you pulling up, my brother. Thank you, man, for always supporting me, dog. For real.
No, anytime. And always keep doing your thing, man. Show up.
All right, salute. Yo, man. Listen, man, we've been on this joint for 3 hours, man. I'm about to get up out of here. My boy Trap in the building. Trap Leany. What's popping, Trap? I think the MVP was how you say this? Neok's problem. Yo, Neok's problem. You was cooking today, bro. You had some good ass jokes. You was cooking in the chat. Put your cash app in the chat, bro. I'm gonna send you some money for lunch. I don't know if you're in a snowstorm, so you might not be able to order it, but when you get some time, man, I send $25 to whoever was cooking in the chat. Neok's problem. Neok's problem. Put your cash app, man. I'm gonna send it over. I'm gonna send it through right now. Neok's problem was cooking. MVP of the chat today. Oh, here you go. Neok's problem. Lunch on Cigar Talk, bro. Let me see. Yeah, you French or something, nigga? Neok's problem. You French? Run my Jamal Howard. He might be French, y'all. Run my dear. I think that's how you say it in French. I'm sending him $25. I'm sending $25, bro. How you say it? It's pronounced no problem from New Orleans. Oh, no problem. New Orleans. All right, bet. I just sent you $25, bro. It's pronounced no problem. I don't know how to pronounce that shit, nigga. We're from New York, man. Nah, no problem. Salute, man. Thank you. Thank you for pulling up. You was cooking today. No problem was cooking today. I just sent you 25. Yo, no problem. Make sure you got it. Did you get it? No problem. Is Raymond Morataya better than Abdullah Mason? Woo! That's a fight right there. Morataya versus Abdullah Mason? That's one of the fights. All right, no problem, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate you pulling up, bro. Morataya versus Abdullah Mason. I would like to see, because again, I said this earlier, I think Andy Cruz needed a bit more experience before he was able to have the tools to get with Morataya. And I think the same thing with Abdullah Mason. I think Abdullah needs a bit more. Not to say he can't beat him. It's possible. But I think Abdullah at this stage, the Sam Noakes fight was a great learning experience for him. I think he needed another 2 fights before he's able to have enough experience for Morataya. I think Morataya has more experience, and that plays a factor. I would like to see Abdullah in another 2 fights before he fights Morataya. But man, listen, man. All right, man. I'm about to get up out of here. I'm gonna try to watch the last of this NFL game if it's on. But every Sundays, we on. Tune in for the time though. Social media at Naji Chill. YouTube, Cigar Talk Boxing. Make sure you tune in for the time. I'm gonna make sure we get the times right. And let's do this. Every Sunday, I'm gonna bring up some special guests, and we're gonna do it like we do it, man. Cigar Talk Energy. Big Cigar Talk Energy. Before I get off, make sure y'all check out my latest interview with Ben Whitaker. It was a great interview. Ben Whitaker from the UK. That's my dog, man. Me and Ben Whitaker, man, that's my dog. I was chilling with Ben Whitaker. That's my guy. That's my guy, Ben Whitaker. All right. Y'all, I appreciate y'all pulling up, man. Thank you. I appreciate you. And we'll be back next week, next Sunday. We out of here.